January 14th, 1945, 2300 hours. RAF Leiston, Suffolk, England. My name is Captain James Edward Hartley, Jimmy to anyone who matters. I'm 24 years old, 362nd Fighter Squadron, 357th Fighter Group, 8th Air Force. I'm writing this in our Quonset hut while the others are playing cards. The coal stove is putting out more smoke than heat, and I can see my breath when I lean away from it. My fingers are stiff from the cold, making my handwriting worse than usual. Tomorrow we're going deep, really deep. Briefing at 0400 hours. They're targeting oil facilities at Durban, somewhere in central Germany. That's 4 hours flying time each way, maybe more with headwinds. We'll be escorting B-17s all the way to target and back. The weather boys say it should be clear, which means the Luftwaffe will be up. This will be mission number 74 for me. 26 more to the century mark, if I make it that far. My P-51 is ready. Dallas blonde. She's got a blonde pinup girl painted on her nose. Courtesy of my crew chief, Staff Sergeant Anthony Rizzo. Tony's from the Bronx, talks with his hands, curses in Italian when he's frustrated with maintenance issues. He's kept Dallas blonde flying for 18 months now. I trust that man with my life every single day. My wingman for tomorrow is Lieutenant Bobby Archer, 22 years old, from somewhere outside Nashville. 12 missions under his belt, still eager, still thinks this is exciting. I remember feeling that way once, back in March of 43 when I first got to England, back when Dave Morrison was still alive and everything seemed like an adventure. I should try to sleep, need to be sharp tomorrow, but sleep doesn't come easy anymore. I lie there in the dark and count things. Fuel consumption rates, ammunition remaining after firing bursts of different lengths, the names of pilots who aren't here anymore. Before I try to sleep, I write a letter to Margaret. That's my ritual now. A letter before every mission, even if I just wrote one yesterday. I keep them simple. Tell her about the weather. Ask about her work. Tell her I love her. I don't tell her that I'm afraid. I don't tell her about the nightmares. I don't tell her the most important thing, the secret I'm carrying that makes my chest feel tight every time I think about it. Margaret is pregnant. We got married in December when I had leave. 2 weeks together in London, the happiest 2 weeks of my life. We stayed in a little hotel near Hyde Park. We walked in the rain. We pretended the war didn't exist. She wrote me 3 weeks ago. Morning sickness is terrible, she said. But she's happy, due in August. I haven't told anyone in the squadron. Don't know why. Maybe because saying it out loud makes it too real, makes the stakes too high. Bad luck, probably. If something happens tomorrow, Margaret will get a telegram. She'll be a widow at 23 with a baby on the way. My parents will bury an empty coffin in Cedar Rapids. My sister will cry at the funeral. I can't think about that. I have to think about the mission. Think about procedures. Think about keeping Bobby alive, keeping myself alive, getting those bombers home safely. The card game is breaking up. Time to try for some sleep. Mission 74. Here we go. January 15th, 1945, 0130 hours. Still awake. I'm writing this by flashlight, under my blanket, like a kid hiding from his parents. Everyone else is asleep. I can hear them snoring, breathing, shifting in their bunks. I can't sleep. I used to sleep fine before missions. Now I lie here and my mind races. My heart pounds. I feel like I'm already at altitude with oxygen running thin. I tried counting sheep. I tried thinking about Iowa, about home, about the hardware store and the smell of wood shavings and oil. Nothing works. So I'm writing instead. I started counting earlier. Pilots from our squadron who were here when I arrived in September of 43. Original roster was 42 pilots. 31 of them are gone now. 31 names. Lieutenant Richard Hayes, Precious Hayes, Captain Thomas Fitzgerald, Lieutenant Michael Chen, Captain Dave Morrison. Dave was my best friend here. We went through training together at Luke Field in Arizona. We shipped out to England together. We flew 70 missions together. He was a better pilot than me, better at everything, really. Patient, calm under pressure, incredible shot. He had a wife named Ellen back in Massachusetts and 2 little girls, Sarah and Emily, 4 years old and 18 months old. November 14th, mission to Berlin. We got bounced by 109s over Brandenburg. I saw Dave's aircraft take hits, saw the coolant streaming out, white smoke in the cold air. He tried to gain altitude. The engine seized. The P-51 went into a spin. I circled, searching for his parachute. Never saw it. Either he couldn't get out or the chute didn't open. Either way, he's dead. I still write letters to Ellen. I don't know why. I tell her stupid things. Weather, missions, Rizzo's latest complaints about parts shortages. I never mention Dave. What would I say? That I miss him? That I was there when he died and couldn't do anything? That I watch for his aircraft on every mission even though I know it won't be there? Sometimes I dream I'm in the cockpit and I can't get the canopy open. The aircraft is spinning, falling, and I'm trapped inside. I can smell the smoke, feel the heat building. The ground rushes up, and I wake up gasping, sweating, even though the Quonset hut is freezing. My hands are shaking right now. I'm holding this pen and my hands won't stay still. Tomorrow I'll climb into Dallas Blonde and I'll be fine. I always am. The shaking stops once the engine starts. The fear gets smaller once I'm doing something, focusing on procedures, on flying, on keeping formation. But right, now lying here in the dark, I'm scared. I'm 24 years old and I'm scared of dying and I don't know how much more of this I can take. Tomorrow. Mission 74. Oil facilities at Durban, 4 hours each way. Heavy fighter opposition expected. I need to sleep. January 15th, 1945, 1900 hours. Back at base. My hands are still shaking. I've been back on the ground for 3 hours and I can't make them stop shaking. I need to write this down while it's fresh, while I can still remember every detail. Briefing was at 0400 hours. Target, synthetic oil plants at Durban. Bomber stream of 200 B-17s and B-24s. We'd provide escort, 357th Fighter Group plus Varus, the 356th and the 4th. Expected fighter opposition heavy. Intel said the Luftwaffe was desperate to protect their oil production. They were right. We took off at 0615, 48 P-51s from our group. Weather was perfect, clear skies, unlimited visibility. Cold as hell at altitude but crystal clear. Met the bombers over the channel. Formed up into escort positions. I had Bobby on my wing. We were flying at Angels 27, 2,000 feet above the bomber stream. Everything was routine until we crossed into Germany. About 50 miles from target, radar started calling out contacts. Bogies. Lots of bogies. Then I saw them. Black dots against the sky, growing larger. Focke-Wulf 190s, Messerschmitt 109s. They came at us in waves. I've never seen so many German fighters in one place, 150 plus, maybe more. They wanted those bombers bad. Our squadron commander called the bounce. We dropped tanks and dove into them. The sky turned into chaos. Aircraft everywhere, tracers streaking past. The radio was screaming with calls. Check 6. Bandit high. Brake right. I'm hit. I got on the tail of a Focke-Wulf. He was setting up on a B-17. I closed to 300 yards, centered the pipper, fired a burst, saw hits along his wing route. He rolled hard left. I followed, fired again. His canopy exploded. The 190 went into a spiral, trailing smoke. I didn't see him crash, but I'm claiming him as a kill. Pulled up, cleared my 6, looked for Bobby. Couldn't see him. Radio call. Bobby, where are you? His voice came back, high and tight. I'm engaged. 2 on me. I found him 1,000 feet below, 2 109s on his tail. He was scissoring hard, but they were staying with him. I dove. Full throttle, manifold pressure into the red. Dallas Blonde screamed. I came down on the trailing 109 from his 7 o'clock high. He never saw me. I opened fire at 400 yards, walked the tracers into him. Hits all along the fuselage. The 109's left wing came off. He went into an inverted spin. The second 109 broke off Bobby and came at me head on. We were closing at over 700 miles per hour. Combined, I could see his muzzle flashes, orange sparkles in his wing roots, cannon fire. I fired back, held the trigger down, pure tracer stream. We were playing chicken at 300 miles per hour each. Something hit Dallas Blonde, hard, loud bang. The aircraft shuddered. Another hit, another. My feet flew off the rudder pedals from the impact. I broke left. The 109 flashed past, so close I could see the pilot's face in his cockpit. Bobby's voice on the radio. You're hit bad. I looked back. 3 holes in my left wing, 2 more in the fuselage behind my seat. 20mm cannon rounds. I could see daylight through the holes. 6 inches to the right and they would have hit me. 6 inches and I'd be dead. Dallas Blonde was still flying. Engine temperatures looked good. No fluid leaks. Control surfaces responding. She was hurt, but she was flying. I formed back up with Bobby. We stayed high, covering the bombers. The fight lasted another 20 minutes. German fighters kept coming. Our squadron claimed 56 aircraft destroyed. 56. Most ever by any group in a single mission. But we lost pilots. Lieutenant James Kolb, mid-air collision with a Messerschmitt. I saw it happen. They came together at a combined speed that must have been 600 miles per hour. Both aircraft just disintegrated. Cloud of debris. No parachutes from either plane. Kolb was 23. From Wisconsin. His wife is 7 months pregnant. Captain Frank Worth. Crash landed in Belgium after taking flak damage. We got word later he's alive. Broken leg. In a hospital in Brussels. And Bobby. Bobby's aircraft took hits during that first bounce. I didn't see it happen. We were separated in the chaos. I found him after the fight, forming back up with the bomber stream. His voice on the radio was steady. I'm hit. Coolant leak. Engine temperature is climbing. I'm not gonna make it home. I flew formation with him, watched his engine temperature gauge through my gunsight optics, watched the needle climb. Red line, then past red line. He made it another 30 miles. Then his engine seized. White smoke poured out. The propeller stopped turning. Bobby to any friendly aircraft. I'm bailing out. I watched him slide the canopy back. Saw him undo his straps. He stood up in the cockpit, leaned into the slipstream, and dove out over the left side. His parachute opened. Clean deployment. White canopy against the gray German countryside. But we were over Germany, 50 miles inside enemy territory. If Bobby's alive, he's a prisoner now. If the civilians didn't kill him when he landed, if the Gestapo didn't shoot him, if he survived at all. I circled his parachute as long as I could, watched him drift down, saw him land in a field, saw him stand up, start gathering his chute. Then I had to go. Fuel state critical. Had to get home. I flew back with the bombers. The formation was shot up bad. I counted 12 B-17s with visible damage. One had its tail section mostly gone, just flying on cables and prayers. Another had one engine feathered and another trailing smoke. We lost 4 pilots from our squadron today. Kolb dead, Worth injured but alive, Bobby prisoner. Lieutenant Harold Matthews is missing. No one saw what happened to him. No chute, no crash site, just gone. When I landed, Rizzo was waiting. He saw the cannon damage and his face went white. He ran his hand over the holes in the fuselage, started cursing in Italian, said 6 inches. 6 inches, Captain. I know, Tony. I know he's working on Dallas Blonde now, patching the holes, replacing damaged structure. She'll be ready to fly again in 2 days. 2 days and I'll be back up there. I keep thinking about those 6 inches. 6 inches to the right and the cannon shells would have come through my seat. Through me. I'd be in a body bag right now, or pieces of me would be. I keep thinking about Bobby floating down under his parachute over Germany. Is he alive? Is he in a stalag? Is he even alive? I trained with Bobby, taught him formation flying, taught him when to brake and when to hold position. I was supposed to keep him alive. I failed. This is mission 74. 26 more to go. I don't know if I can do 26 more of these. My hands won't stop shaking. January 18th, 1945, 1400 hours. Still grounded for weather. We've been stood down for 3 days. Heavy fog rolled in the morning after the Durban mission. Visibility down to 50 yards. The runway disappeared. The aircraft parked on the hard stands looked like ghosts in the mist. No flying in this. The weather boys say maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Part of me is relieved. Part of me feels guilty for being relieved. This morning we had a memorial service for Lieutenant Kolb. They do these services when there's no body to bury, when someone just disappears into the sky. The chaplain is Captain James Riley. He's Catholic from Boston. Used to be a paratrooper before he switched to chaplaincy. He's got a boxer's nose, broken at least twice. He doesn't talk like most chaplains I've met. He doesn't pretend to have easy answers. The service was in a corner of the hangar, cold. Our breath made clouds. Someone had set up a makeshift altar. Kolb's boots, his helmet, his rifle standing upright with the bayonet stuck in a wooden crate. 20 of us stood there in the cold, some of Kolb's squadron mates, his crew chief, a few officers. Chaplain Riley said the usual things: duty, honor, sacrifice. Kolb gave his life for his country, for freedom, for the men flying with him. He's with God now. His suffering is over. He'll be remembered. I stood there and felt nothing, just numb. The words washed over me like fog. Kolb was 23 years old. His wife Sarah is back in Wisconsin, 7 months pregnant with their first child. She got a telegram 4 days ago. We regret to inform you, missing in action, presumed dead. His child will never know him, will grow up with a photograph and stories, will hear about a hero father who died for his country. Will never know that Kolb bit his nails when he was nervous, that he couldn't carry a tune but hummed constantly anyway, that he was scared every single mission but did it anyway. After the service, I walked down to Aldeburgh Beach. It's about 3 miles from base. I borrowed a bicycle, rode through the fog. Everything was gray and damp and cold. The beach was empty, just me and the waves and the fog. The water was dark, restless, winter waves rolling in, methodical and endless. I sat on the cold sand and watched the ocean, thought about Kolb, about Dave Morrison, about Bobby Archer, about the 31 names I counted the other night, thought about the 109 pilot I killed, the Focke-Wulf pilot, the Me-262 jet pilot I got back in December. Men I never knew. Men who probably had wives, children, parents waiting for them, men I killed. Is it murder if it's war? The chaplain would say no. It's duty, it's defense, it's necessary, but they're still dead, and I killed them. The fog was so thick I could barely see the water, just heard it. Waves crashing, pulling back, crashing again, endless, indifferent. I thought about Margaret, about the baby, due in August, 6 months away. Will I be there? Will I meet my child? Or will Margaret get a telegram and raise our baby alone? I realized sitting there on that beach that I might never see Iowa again, might never see Margaret's face again except in photographs, might never hold my child. That's a real possibility, maybe even probable. The odds aren't good. 4 pilots lost from our squadron in one mission. We're at 60% strength now. 8 pilots from the original roster. The rest are replacements. Some replacements don't last 3 missions. Why am I still alive? Why me and not Dave? Dave was better. Dave had 2 daughters who needed their father. Why am I here and he's not? There's no answer to that question. Just chance. 6 inches. A fraction of a second. The randomness of which aircraft was where when the cannon fired. I sat on that beach for 2 hours, until the cold got through my flight jacket and I was shivering, until my thoughts went numb along with my fingers. Then I rode back to base. The fog hadn't lifted, everything still gray and damp. When I got back to the Quonset hut, there was mail call, a letter from Margaret. The envelope was wrinkled, forwarded through 3 different addresses before it found me. Dated December 28th. 3 weeks to get here. I opened it carefully. Her handwriting, familiar loops and curves. She said the morning sickness is terrible. Can't keep anything down before noon, but she's happy. Scared, but happy. She's been reading books about pregnancy, about babies. Her mother is helping. They're setting up a nursery in the spare bedroom at my parents' house. Yellow paint because they don't know if it's a boy or girl. She said she misses me, needs me, wishes I was there to feel the baby move. Said she talks to the baby about me every night. Tells the baby about their father who's far away but loves them, who's coming home soon. She signed it. All my love, always and forever, Margaret. I read that letter 3 times. Then I sat on my bunk and cried. Just sat there with my face in my hands and cried like a child. No one said anything. The other guys in the hut saw, but no one said anything. They all understand. I'm writing this now, late afternoon. The fog is still thick outside. No flying tomorrow either, probably. I need to write back to Margaret, need to tell her I'm fine, that I love her, that I can't wait to meet our baby. Need to lie and say everything's fine, but first I need to write this down. Need to be honest somewhere. I'm scared. I'm so scared I can barely breathe sometimes. I'm scared of dying, scared of burning, scared of that last moment when you know you're not getting out, scared of leaving Margaret alone, scared my child will grow up without a father like Kolb's child will. And I'm scared of what I'm becoming, this numb, hollow thing that watches men die and feels nothing, that kills and feels nothing, that sits through memorial services and just counts the minutes until it's over. This isn't who I was, back in Cedar Rapids, working at Collins Radio, back in college. That person wouldn't recognize what I've become. 26 more missions to the century mark. 26 more times I have to climb into Dallas Blonde and fly into hell. 26 more times I have to watch for Bobby's aircraft, even though I know it won't be there. Can I do 26 more? I don't know. But I don't have a choice. January 23rd, 1945, 2200 hours. Just back from mission. The weather finally broke yesterday. Blue skies, unlimited visibility. Back to work. Mission today was Noose, rail marshalling yards. Medium depth penetration, about 2 hours each way. Routine escort, heavy flak but no fighters. The Luftwaffe is spread thin now, conserving aircraft for deeper missions. I flew the whole mission on autopilot, not literal autopilot, mental autopilot, going through the motions. Check fuel flow, monitor engine temperatures, scan for bandits, maintain formation, spacing, keep the bombers in sight. My mind was somewhere else, or nowhere. Just numb, mechanical, like I'm watching myself fly from outside my body. There's a new pilot in the squadron, Lieutenant Raymond Fisher, 20 years old, looks 16. From somewhere in Oregon, he arrived 2 days ago, fresh from replacement training, 12 hours in a P-51 total, never been in combat. They assigned him to me, said I should mentor him, teach him how to stay alive. Fisher reminds me of myself 2 years ago, eager, excited even, thinks this is going to be like training, thinks his skills will matter, thinks being good at flying will keep him alive. He asked me so many questions this morning before the mission. How tight should I keep formation spacing? When do I break? What if I lose sight of my lead? What if my radio fails? What if I'm engaged alone? I answered them all, patient, professional, told him to stay close, stay alert, follow my lead. Told him the number one rule is protect your wingman. Told him if things go bad, dive for the deck and run west. The channel is safety. He was nodding, writing it all down in a little notebook. Taking notes like this was college. I looked at him and saw Bobby Archer, saw Lieutenant Fisher, who got shot down and is probably in a stalag right now if he's alive. Saw all the young pilots I've watched die or disappear. I wanted to grab Fisher by his shoulders and shake him. Wanted to tell him he's going to die, that this isn't training, that all his skills and enthusiasm and note-taking won't matter when a Focke-Wulf puts 20mm cannon shells through his cockpit. But I didn't say that. I just told him to fly smart and stay close. The mission went fine. Fisher flew well, actually. Good formation discipline. No mistakes. We came home safe. After we landed, Fisher was grinning, talking fast, saying how incredible it was to see all those bombers, all those fighters, the flak bursts, like it was exciting. I remember feeling that way once. Mission 3 or 4. Before I saw Dave's aircraft go down, before I saw Kolb's mid-air collision, before Bobby's engine quit over Germany. I'm responsible for keeping Fisher alive now. That's my job. Teach him, protect him, bring him home. But I couldn't keep Bobby alive. Couldn't save Dave or Kolb or any of the others. What makes me think I can save Fisher? We're at 60% strength, 8 original pilots left. The rest are replacements like Fisher. Some of them are good pilots, some will survive. But statistically, some of them won't. Which ones? Fisher, the quiet kid from Iowa who reminds me of my sister, the cocky ace from Texas? I can't think like that. Can't play odds with people's lives. I just have to do my job. Fly smart. Teach what I know. Hope it's enough. The squadron has mission tomorrow. Target unknown. Won't brief until morning. I'll be flying. Fisher will be on someone else's wing, thank God. I can't handle being directly responsible for him yet. Need to write to Margaret tonight. Tell her about the routine mission. Don't mention Fisher or the new pilots or the 60% strength. Just tell her about the weather clearing. About Rizzo finding chocolate chip cookies in a care package from his mother in the Bronx. About how we all shared them and they tasted like home. Tell her I love her. Tell her I'm fine. Lie. Mission 75 complete. 25 to go. January 29th, 1945, midnight. Can't sleep. Today was bad. Really bad. Mission to Castle. Industrial targets. Bomber escort through heavy flak. German fighters were up. Me-109s and 190s. We got bounced at Angels 22. 4 109s came down on us from 7 o'clock high. They had altitude, they had speed, they had position. Perfect bounce. I was leading a flight of 4. Fisher was flying wing on Lieutenant Stevens. I saw the bandits first, called them out. Break right now. Everyone broke except Fisher. He froze, just kept flying straight. The 109s were coming down on him and he didn't react. I screamed into the radio, Fisher break now. He finally broke, but it was too late. 2 109s were on his 6. He panicked, started yanking the stick around randomly. No technique, no defensive flying, just panic. He pulled up hard, almost vertical, hemorrhaging speed. The 109s followed him up easily. Then Fisher did the worst possible thing. He rolled inverted and pulled through, trying to dive away, but he did it wrong. Instead of diving west toward home, he dove east, deeper into Germany, and he was screaming on the radio. They're shooting. I'm hit. Help me. He wasn't hit. The 109s hadn't fired yet. They were just positioning, but Fisher was too panicked to know that. I broke off from my own engagement and went after him, full throttle. Manifold pressure into the red, Dallas blonde shaking from the speed. Fisher was down at Angels 12 now, still diving, still screaming. The 109s were right on him. One of them fired a burst, tracers streaming past Fisher's tail. I came down on them from their 8 o'clock, fired a long burst at the trailing 109. Missed. Too much deflection. But it got his attention. He broke off Fisher and came at me. Stevens got the other one. I saw Stevens's tracers walk into the 109's engine. Smoke poured out. The Messerschmitt rolled over and dove away. The one I was engaged with turned hard left. I followed, trying to get position. We went round and round, circle fight, pulling 7 or 8 Gs. My vision was graying at the edges. My G-suit was squeezing my legs so hard I thought my bones would break. The 109 pilot was good, really good. I couldn't get inside his turn. Finally, I just reversed, extended, gained some altitude, and came back around. By then he was gone, probably low on fuel. I called for Fisher. Found him at Angels 5, heading west, finally going the right direction. Fisher, you're okay. Form up on me. His breathing on the radio was ragged, hyperventilating. Roger. Sorry. I'm sorry. We formed back up with the bombers, made it home. Everyone in our flight returned safely. But Fisher almost died, and he almost got me killed, and he almost got Stevens killed, all because he panicked and forgot everything he was supposed to do. After we landed, I lost my temper. I shouldn't have. I know I shouldn't have. But I screamed at Fisher right there on the hard stand, with Rizzo and the other crew chiefs watching, with other pilots watching. What the hell were you thinking? You froze. You broke wrong. You dove the wrong direction. You screamed on the radio like a child. You could have gotten yourself killed. You could have gotten me killed. Fisher just stood there, face white, trembling. Couldn't even look at me. Stevens put a hand on my shoulder. Easy, Jimmy. He's new. He's learning. But I couldn't stop. 2 months ago you were in training. 2 months ago this was all classroom theory. This is real. Those were real Messerschmitts trying to real kill you. Do you understand that? Fisher nodded, still not looking at me. I said some other things. Can't remember exactly what. My heart was pounding, adrenaline still surging. I was so angry. Finally, Stevens pulled me away, told me to cool off. An hour later, I found Fisher in the barracks. He was sitting on his bunk, head in his hands. When he looked up, I saw his eyes were red. He'd been crying. This 20-year-old kid who looks 16. This kid who probably lied about his age to enlist. This kid who's terrified and trying so hard and just froze up there in the sky because he was too scared to think straight. And I'd screamed at him in front of everyone. I sat down next to him, waited. Finally, Fisher spoke. His voice was shaking. I'm sorry, Captain. I panicked. There were so many of them, and they were so fast, and I couldn't think. I just reacted, and I reacted wrong, and I'm sorry. I know, I said. I know. He looked at me. Am I a coward? No, I said. You're scared. That's different. Everyone's scared up there. Every single mission. But you can't let the fear make you stupid. You can't freeze. You have to think. You have to trust your training. He nodded, wiped his eyes. I went through it again with him. Defensive tactics. How to brake. How to dive. How to use your speed. How to use the Mustang's strengths against the 109's weaknesses. I drew diagrams on a piece of paper, made him repeat it back to me. He listened, took notes in his little notebook, asked questions. Finally, I said, Fisher, listen to me. You're going to be okay. You made mistakes today. Everyone makes mistakes. You're alive. You learned. Next time will be better. He nodded. Thank you, Captain. I left him there and came back to my hut. That was 3 hours ago. I'm sitting here now, writing this by flashlight, and I'm realizing something. I'm turning into someone I don't recognize. Dave Morrison would have handled Fisher differently. Dave would have pulled Fisher aside quietly, would have been patient, calm, encouraging. Dave never lost his temper. Dave never screamed. But Dave's dead and I'm alive and I'm turning hard, turning mean. The constant fear, the constant watching friends die, it's doing something to me, making me brittle, angry. I don't like who I'm becoming, but I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to stay soft when everything around me is hard and sharp and trying to kill me. Fisher is 20 years old. He's terrified. He's doing his best. I'm 24. I'm terrified. I'm doing my best. None of us know if we'll survive this. None of us know if today's mission is the last one. So we fly and we try and we make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes kill us. I need to be more patient with Fisher, more like Dave would have been. Tomorrow's mission is to Leipzig. Deep penetration. Expected heavy opposition. I'll fly. Fisher will fly. We'll all climb into our aircraft and go into hell again. Mission 76 complete. 24 to go. February 3rd, 1945, 1100 hours. Stand down from maintenance. No mission today. Dallas Blonde is getting a 100-hour inspection. Rizzo has her torn apart in the hangar, checking every system, every wire, every rivet. I went to watch him work this morning. He was elbow deep in the engine compartment, cursing steadily in Italian and English. Told me the supercharger bearings were wearing. Needed replacement. Said it would take all day. So I have the day off. First real downtime in weeks. Mail call this morning. Letter from my mother. She writes every week, regular as clockwork. Her handwriting is so neat it looks typed. Perfect Palmer method cursive like she taught at elementary school for 30 years. She told me about Cedar Rapids, about the hardware store. Business is slow. People don't have money. They can't get supplies anyway because of the shortages. Steel, nails, tools, everything going to the war effort. She told me about my sister Margaret. Not the Margaret I'm married to. It's my actual sister Margaret. She's 19 now, working at the Willow Run bomber plant outside Detroit. 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Riveting B-24s together. She's exhausted, Mother says, thin. Hands raw and covered in burns from the rivet gun. Mother told me about rationing. Meat, butter, sugar. They've given up coffee because it's too expensive. Father started drinking chicory instead. Says it tastes like dirt, but it's hot and caffeinated. She told me about services at First Presbyterian. About who's gotten married, who's had babies, who's died. Small town life continuing while the world burns. She didn't mention the war directly. Didn't ask about missions or combat. She never does. Maybe she can't. Maybe imagining what I do here is too much. She ended the letter like she always does. We're proud of you. We pray for you every night. Come home safe. All our love. I read that letter twice. Then I put it in the box under my bunk with all the other letters from home. Must be 40 or 50 by now. Cedar Rapids feels like another planet. Another life. Hard to believe it still exists while I'm here doing this. Hard to reconcile the two worlds. The quiet Iowa town where my biggest worry was whether Collins' radio would lay people off. And here, this base in England where men my age climb into machines and fly to Germany to kill or be killed. I tried to write back to Mother, got as far as Dear Mother, and then stopped. What do I tell her? That I'm fine? That's a lie. That missions are dangerous? She knows that. That I'm scared? I can't tell her that. Can't make her worry more than she already does. So I wrote about the weather, about Rizzo getting a care package from his mother, about the food in the mess, about seeing a V2 rocket fly over the base last week, heading toward London, bright orange tail streaking across the sky, faster than anything I've ever seen. I didn't tell her about the mission yesterday, about escorting B-17s to Leipzig and watching flak tear apart a bomber, watching it fall, pieces coming off, watching tiny figures bail out, 9 parachutes. The bomber had a crew of 10. I didn't tell her about Fisher flying better yesterday, staying in formation, following instructions, not panicking when we saw bandits in the distance, making me feel a little bit proud. I didn't tell her I can't remember what her face looks like anymore, that I have to look at photographs to remember home, that memories are fading, getting replaced by other memories, cordite smoke, the smell of hydraulic fluid, the sound of the engine, the feel of the stick in my hand, the radio chatter, the flak. This is my life now, more real than Iowa, more real than childhood and college and working at Collins Radio. This is what's real, the missions, the fear, the dying, but I can't write that to my mother. So I wrote about the weather and food and Rizzo's cookies and I signed it, Love Jimmy, and I sealed the envelope and I'll mail it and she'll read it and think I'm fine. After I finished the letter, I walked over to the mess hall, got powdered eggs and toast and something they claim is bacon but tastes like cardboard with salt. Sat with Stevens and a couple other pilots. We didn't talk about the war. We talked about baseball. Spring training will start in a few weeks, assuming any team still exists with all the players in uniform. Stevens is from California, follows the Pacific Coast League. I told him about the Cedar Rapids Raiders, the 3I League. Wondered if they're still playing. Normal conversation, like we're normal people. Then someone mentioned they heard Tokyo got firebombed again. Hundreds of B-29s. Whole sections of the city burning. And we were back in the war. This afternoon I have nothing to do. No mission to prepare for. No aircraft to pre-flight. Just empty hours. I thought about going to Aldeburgh, maybe walking on the beach again, but the last time I did that, I just sat there thinking dark thoughts. Don't need more of that. Instead, I think I'll try to sleep, take a nap in the weak winter sunshine, try to rest while I can. Mission tomorrow. Target unknown. But there's always a target. The war keeps going. The missions keep coming. We keep flying until we don't. Mission 77 complete. 23 to go. February 9th, 1945, 0300 hours. Can't sleep again. We flew to Berlin today. Yesterday. It was yesterday now. February 8th. The mission lasted so long it feels like a week. Berlin. The capital. The heart of Germany. 500 miles deep. 5-hour mission. Maybe more with headwinds. The longest mission we've ever flown. The brief was at 0400 hours. Target. Industrial areas in Berlin, 1,000 bombers, B-17s, B-24s, the biggest raid of the month. We'd provide escort all the way in and all the way out. I remember sitting in the briefing room, watching the intelligence officer pull back the curtain on the map, the red string stretching from England across the North Sea, across Holland, across Germany, all the way to Berlin. Someone in the back row whistled. That's deep. The intelligence officer talked about flak concentrations. Berlin had 750 plus heavy anti-aircraft guns, the most heavily defended city in Germany. The sky over Berlin would be solid black with flak bursts. Expected fighter opposition, moderate. The Luftwaffe was conserved now, choosing their battles, but Berlin was important enough they'd come up. We took off at 0600 hours, 48 Mustangs from our group. I was leading a flight of 4. Fisher was in my flight, flying wing on Stevens. I'd been working with Fisher every day since his panic incident. He'd flown well on the last 3 missions. Maybe he was learning. The flight out was smooth, clear weather, cold. We climbed to Angels 27. At that altitude, it's minus 40 degrees. I could feel the cold even through my flight suit, through the cockpit heater blowing on my feet. We crossed the coast over Holland. Below us, I could see the countryside, flooded fields from the Germans breaching the dikes, whole towns underwater, deliberate destruction to slow the Allied advance. Then Germany, brown and white landscape, snow in patches, rivers frozen, cities reduced to rubble from months of bombing. We flew over Hamburg. I could see the destruction from 4 miles up, block after block of ruins. The city was firebombed back in 43, 40,000 dead in one night, they say. I thought about the people down there, German civilians, women, children, old people. What do they think when they see our bombers overhead? Do they hate us? Are they scared? Do they understand why this is happening? Then I stopped thinking about it, compartmentalized, put it in a box. Think about the mission. Think about procedures. Don't think about people burning. We met the bomber stream over Brunswick. 200 B-17s at Angels 25. We spread out above and around them, flying cover. The bombers looked beautiful in formation. Silver aircraft catching the sun, contrails streaming behind each one. They looked peaceful, majestic even, but I knew what they were carrying. Each B-17 carried 4,000 pounds of bombs, 200 bombers, 800,000 pounds, enough explosive to level neighborhoods, to kill thousands. We kept flying east. Then I saw it, a flash of motion on my left, high and fast, too fast, way too fast. Bandit, high left, fast. It was a Me-262, the German jet, arrow-shaped, twin engines, no propeller, moving at least 500 miles per hour, maybe more. We were helpless against it. It was 100 miles per hour faster than us. We couldn't catch it, couldn't turn with it, couldn't do anything but watch. The jet dove into the bomber formation, fired a burst from its 430mm cannons. A B-17 at the back of the formation staggered. Its left wing came apart. The bomber rolled inverted and fell. I counted parachutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The bomber was still falling, spinning. 5, 6, no more. The bomber hit the ground while still spinning. Orange fireball, black smoke rising. 4 men didn't get out. 4 men burned or died in the fall. The Me-262 climbed away, accelerating, gone before anyone could react. Just gone. Like it was never there. That's the future. That's what Germany can build when they're desperate enough. Jets that we can't fight. If they'd had those 2 years ago, we'd have lost the air war. But it's 1945 now and they're losing. One jet can't stop 1,000 bombers, but it can still kill, still destroy, still murder. We kept flying. Another 30 minutes to Berlin, then the flak started. I've seen heavy flak before. Hamburg, Munich, Cologne. But Berlin was something else. The sky turned black, solid black. Like flying through a thunderstorm, except instead of rain, it was shrapnel. Black puffs appeared everywhere. Hundreds of them. Thousands. The air was full of explosions. I could hear the shrapnel hitting Dallas Blonde. Tink, tink, tink. Like hail on a tin roof. But each piece of hail could kill me. A piece of shrapnel the size of my thumb punched through the canopy. Didn't hit me. Went through the plexiglass 6 inches from my head and out the other side. Wind screamed through the holes. The noise was deafening. My instruments went crazy. The compass spun uselessly. The artificial horizon tumbled. Shrapnel had hit something electrical. I was flying by seat of the pants now. No instruments. Just looking outside, keeping formation, following the bombers. The bombers were taking hits too. I saw a B-17 get hit directly. Direct hit on the cockpit. The whole nose section disappeared. The bomber dropped out of formation, falling, trailing fire. No parachutes. Another bomber lost both right engines. It was falling behind, losing altitude. A sitting duck for fighters. Our job was to stay with it, protect it. Stevens and I dropped down to escort the crippled bomber. We flew formation on it, covering it, scanning for German fighters. The bomber crew got one engine restarted, limped along at reduced speed. They made it another 50 miles before the third engine quit. Then they had to bail out. We circled, watching 9 parachutes drift down into Germany, 9 prisoners. If they survived the landing, if the civilians didn't kill them, We climbed back up to rejoin the main formation, navigated by dead, reckoning, and following other aircraft. My compass was still useless. The flight home was 4 hours. 4 hours of flying with no compass, no artificial horizon. Navigating by landmarks and following the bomber stream. 4 hours of watching my fuel gauge drop. 4 hours of wondering if I had enough fuel to make it home. I landed at Leiston with 15 gallons remaining. 15 gallons out of 269. That's 10 minutes of flying time. 10 minutes from running dry, dead sticking it in, maybe crashing on landing. When I shut down the engine, my hands were shaking so bad I couldn't undo my harness. Rizzo had to help me out of the cockpit. He looked at Dallas Blonde and shook his head. Dozens of shrapnel holes. The canopy destroyed. Holes in the wings, fuselage, tail, hydraulic fluid leaking. She looked like she'd been through a cheese grater. But she flew me home. Rizzo said, "Another mission like that and you're walking home, Captain." "I know, Tony. Fisher made it back. Stevens made it back. Our whole flight returned. But the squadron lost one pilot, Lieutenant Thomas Murphy. Last anyone saw, he was engaged with German fighters near Magdeburg. No shoot, no word, just gone. That was yesterday. I got back to base at 1600 hours. Debriefing lasted 2 hours. Then I tried to sleep. Couldn't sleep. Lay in my bunk staring at the ceiling, kept seeing that Me-262, kept hearing the shrapnel hitting the canopy, kept thinking about those bomber crews bailing out over Germany, kept thinking about the shrapnel that went through my canopy 6 inches from my head. 6 inches. Again. Always 6 inches. The margin between living and dying is 6 inches. Why am I still alive? Why me and not Murphy? Not the bomber crews? Not Dave? There's no answer. Just luck. Bad luck for them. Good luck for me. But luck runs out eventually. I want to write to Margaret. Want to tell her I'm scared. Want to tell her to hold our baby when it's born and tell them about me. Tell them their father tried. Tell them their father loved them even though he never met them. But I can't write that. Can't put that burden on her. So I'll write the usual lies. Tell her I'm fine. Tell her I love her. Tell her I'll be home soon. 3 more hours until dawn. Mission brief at 0500. I should try to sleep. Close my eyes. Let exhaustion take me. But every time I close my eyes, I see this Me-262. See it diving into the bombers. See the B-17 coming apart. Mission 78 complete. 22 to go. February 14th, 1945, 2200 hours. Valentine's Day. No mission today. Weather scrubbed it. Low clouds, sleet, visibility down to nothing. The kind of day that makes you grateful to be grounded. I've been thinking about Margaret all day. Valentine's Day. The first one we've spent apart. The first one since we started dating back in 41. I remember our first Valentine's Day, 1941. I was a senior at Coe College. She was a junior at the University of Iowa. We met at a football game the previous fall. Cedar Rapids versus Iowa City. A nothing game between nothing teams, but I went anyway because there was nothing else to do. She was in the stands with her roommates. I was with Dave Morrison. We were both engineering students, both bored out of our minds with small-town life, both wanting something more than Iowa could offer. I saw her and I couldn't look away. Dark hair, green eyes, laughing at something her friend said. She was wearing a yellow sweater, and I remember thinking yellow was the most beautiful color in the world. Dave said, "Go talk to her." I said, "I can't just go talk to her." Dave said, "Sure you can. Watch." He walked right over and introduced himself. Started chatting with her roommate, smooth as silk. Dave was always like that, confident, easy with people. I followed awkwardly, stood there like an idiot while Dave carried the conversation. Then Margaret looked at me and smiled and said, "You go to Cedar Rapids?" I managed to say yes, managed to tell her my name, managed to ask what she was studying. "Nursing," she said. "I want to help people." We talked through the rest of the game, didn't watch a single play, just talked. About school, about Iowa, about what we wanted to do after graduation, about everything and nothing. When the game ended, I asked if I could write to her. She said yes, gave me her dormitory address. I wrote to her the next day. She wrote back. We wrote letters all through the winter. Then in February, I borrowed Dave's car and drove to Iowa City. Showed up at her dormitory on Valentine's Day with a box of chocolates I'd spent a week's wages on. We went to dinner at a little Italian place near campus. We walked along the river even though it was freezing. We talked until 2 in the morning. Then I drove back to Cedar Rapids, floating 6 feet off the ground. Dave asked how it went. I said, I think I'm in love. He laughed and said, I know, I saw it at the football game. We dated for 3 years, letters and visits and phone calls. When I enlisted in the Army Air Forces in October of 41, right before Pearl Harbor, she cried. But she understood. She knew I had to go. When I finished training and got assigned to England, I came home on leave. That was December of 43. I asked her to marry me. She said yes without hesitation. But we couldn't get married then. I was shipping out. So we promised to wait. Promised to marry when I came home on leave. Whenever that would be. We wrote letters every week, sometimes more. I kept every letter she sent. They're in a box under my bunk. 40 or 50 letters. I read them when missions are scrubbed or when I can't sleep. Then last December I got leave. 10 days. We met in London, got married at a registry office with 2 strangers as witnesses. Spent 2 weeks in a hotel near Hyde Park pretending the war didn't exist. Those were the best 2 weeks of my life. And now she's pregnant, and I'm here, and today's Valentine's Day, and we're apart. I'm writing this entry for her, even though she'll never read it, even though this diary is private, just for me. I'm writing this for Margaret. I want her to know. I want there to be a record somewhere. If I die, if I don't come home, I want someone to find this diary and send it to her. I want her to know what I was thinking, what I felt. Margaret, if you're reading this, it means I didn't make it. It means something happened, and I'm not there to tell you myself. So I'm writing it now. I love you. I have loved you from that first day at the football game. I have loved you through every letter, every visit, every moment apart. I loved you when I asked you to marry me. I loved you on our wedding day. I love you now, and I will love you forever. I love our baby. I haven't met them yet. Don't know if it's a boy or girl. Don't know if they'll have your green eyes or my brown ones, but I love them. I talk to them in my head during missions. Tell them about their mother. Tell them about Iowa. Tell them about their father who wanted so badly to meet them. If I don't make it home, tell our baby about me. Tell them I tried. Tell them I flew every mission thinking about them. Tell them their father wasn't a hero, wasn't an ace, wasn't special. Just a pilot who did his job and loved his family and hoped it would be enough. Tell them about the football game, about the yellow sweater, about Valentine's Day in Iowa City. Tell them love was real. Tell them it mattered. Tell them I'm sorry I wasn't there. Sorry I didn't get to see them grow up. Sorry I left you alone. Sorry for everything this war took from us. But tell them also that I wouldn't change anything. That meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to me. That our time together, however brief, was worth everything. That if I had to do it all again, I'd still enlist, still fly, still fight, because you and our baby are what I'm fighting for. You're what makes this worth it. I imagine our baby sometimes. During long missions, when there's nothing to do but fly formation and watch for bandits. I imagine teaching them to fly, taking them up in a little Piper Cub, showing them how the controls work, watching their face light up when we leave the ground. I imagine our life after the war, going back to Iowa, working at Collins Radio or maybe teaching engineering at Co., coming home every evening to you, watching our baby grow, having more children, growing old together, sitting on the porch of a house in Cedar Rapids, holding your hand, watching grandchildren play in the yard. I imagine peace, real peace, not the absence of war but the presence of life, morning coffee, Sunday services, teaching our kid to fish, Christmas dinners with family. All the small, ordinary, beautiful moments that make life worth living. That's what I'm fighting for. Not for America or democracy or freedom, though those matter. I'm fighting for you, for our baby, for the chance to live that imagined life. So please know that whatever happens, wherever I am, I love you. I have always loved you. I will always love you. Happy Valentine's Day, Margaret. I'm going to mail you a different letter, a lighter one. I'll tell you about Rizzo getting a care package, about the weather, about missing you, about being excited for the baby. But this entry, these words, this is the truth. This is what I need you to know. I love you. Always and forever, Jimmy. February 22nd, 1945, 2100 hours. Just back from mission. Today is George Washington's birthday. Used to be a holiday back home. schools closed, banks closed. Now it's just another day, another mission. Ironic that on Washington's birthday, we were bombing Germany. Target was Nuremberg, rail marshalling yards, deep penetration, 4 hours each way, bomber escort, heavy flak over target. German fighters spotted, but they didn't engage. They're conserving fuel now, letting flak do the work. The flak was bad. Not Berlin bad, but bad enough. Black bursts all around us. The air smelled like cordite even at altitude. We were at Angels 26, covering the bombers. I was leading a flight of 6. Fisher was in my flight, flying wing position on me. He's gotten better, much better, hasn't panicked in a month, flies formation properly, follows instructions. He might actually survive this. Might. We were about 10 miles from target when I heard it on the radio. Fisher's voice. Calm, but tight. Lead, this is 4, I'm hit. Engine temperature climbing. I looked over. Fisher's aircraft. White smoke trailing from the cowling. Coolant leak. The Packard Merlin engine runs hot even normally. With a coolant leak, it'll seize in minutes. 4, this is lead. What's your status? Temperature in the red. Manifold pressure dropping. I'm losing power. Can you make it to friendly territory? A pause. Negative. Wait. Engine's going to quit before then. My stomach dropped. We were over Germany, 50 miles from friendly lines. If Fisher went down here, he was a prisoner at best, dead at worst, shot by civilians who blame all their suffering on Allied airmen, or executed by the Gestapo for being a terror bomber. I thought about Bobby Archer, about watching him bail out over Germany, about never hearing what happened to him. Fisher, try to gain altitude. Give yourself time to glide west. Roger. Climbing. He pulled up gently, trying not to stress the failing engine, but the white smoke was getting thicker. The engine was dying. The rest of my flight formed up around him. We'd escort him as far as we could. Fisher made it another 5 minutes. Then his engine seized. The propeller stopped turning. Sudden silence on his end. No engine noise. Just wind. Lead, this is 4. Engine's dead. I'm gliding. I have maybe 2 minutes. Copy 4. Pick a field. Get out clean. We'll circle and report your position. Roger. Fisher's voice was steady. He'd learned a lot in 6 weeks. The scared kid who froze and panicked was gone. In his place was a pilot doing his job, staying calm, following procedures even though he knew what was coming. I watched him descend. He picked a flat field, lined up his approach. Dead stick landing in a Mustang is tricky. You don't get a second chance. Come in too fast, you'll crash. Too slow, you'll stall and crash. Fisher did it perfectly. Touchdown smooth. The aircraft rolled to a stop in the middle of the field. Then I saw him open the canopy, saw him stand up, saw him climb out onto the wing, jump down to the ground. 4, this is lead. Good job. You're down safe. Start running west. Evade and escape. We'll report your position. Roger. Lead. Thanks for everything. Then he was running, across the field toward a tree line. I could see him clearly from 2,000 feet up, a tiny figure running. German soldiers came out of the trees, 6 of them. They surrounded Fisher. He raised his hands. Prisoner of war. We circled once more. I took note of the position, coordinates, landmarks, everything I could remember to report when we got back. Then we had to leave. Fuel state critical. The bombers were heading home. Our job was to protect them. I flew home thinking about Fisher. 20 years old, 6 weeks of combat, learned everything I taught him, flew well, kept his cool even when his engine quit, did everything right, and now he's a prisoner. We'll spend the rest of the war in a stalag. If the Germans treat him according to the Geneva Convention. If they don't just shoot him, I trained him. I taught him to fly formation, to watch his 6, to keep calm under pressure. I taught him everything I knew, and I couldn't save him, couldn't keep him from getting hit, couldn't keep his engine running, couldn't keep him free. When we landed, I filed my report, gave Fisher's position, said he was captured by German army soldiers, not SS, not Gestapo. That might help. Army usually follows the rules. Then I went to Fisher's bunk. He hadn't been here long enough to accumulate much. A few changes of clothes, some letters from home, a photograph of a pretty blonde girl, girlfriend probably. his little notebook where he wrote everything I taught him. I packed it all up, put it in a box. Tomorrow the squadron will ship it back to his family in Oregon, along with a letter saying he's missing in action, prisoner of war. His parents will be relieved he's alive, terrified for him. But alive is better than dead. Bobby Archer is alive, prisoner somewhere. Fisher is alive, prisoner somewhere. They'll come home when the war ends, when Germany surrenders, whenever that is, unless something happens to them, unless a camp gets bombed by accident, unless guards decide to execute prisoners rather than let them be liberated, unless they starve or get sick or any of 100 other ways to die even as a prisoner. But probably they'll be fine. Probably they'll survive and come home and eventually, and this will just be a bad memory. Probably. I sat on Fisher's empty bunk for a long time, thinking about the kid who froze over Castle, the kid who cried when I yelled at him, the kid who worked so hard to learn, to improve, to become a good pilot, the kid I couldn't save. Another pilot, Lieutenant Michael DeLuca, didn't come back from today's mission. No one saw what happened. He was there, then he wasn't. No radio call, no smoke, just gone. 25 years old. From New Jersey. And Lieutenant Thomas Crane. His aircraft took a direct flak hit over the target, just disintegrated, pieces falling, no shoot. 23 years old. California. 3 pilots lost today. Fisher captured. Crane dead. DeLuca missing. Probably dead. That's normal now. Every mission, we lose people. Every mission, someone doesn't come back. The names change, but the numbers stay the same. We're not at 60% strength anymore. We're at 50%. Half the squadron's authorized strength. Half. And we keep flying, keep taking off, keep going to Germany, keep losing people. Because what else can we do? The war doesn't stop because we're tired. The bombers keep flying. Someone has to protect them. So we fly. I'm writing this now because I need to remember Fisher. Need to write down that he was here, that he existed, that he tried hard and learned and became a good pilot, that he deserved better than getting shot down and captured on his 13th mission. 20 years old, his girlfriend back in Oregon, his parents who'll cry when they get the telegram, the life he should have had, all put on hold because of this war. Mission number 80 complete. 20 to go. I'm so tired. February 25th, 1945, 1600 hours. Not flying tomorrow. Flight Surgeon Captain Harold Epstein pulled me aside this morning during briefing. Asked to see me in his office after. I knew what was coming, had seen it before with other pilots. The look, the concern, the quiet conversation about stress and fatigue and maybe taking a few days off. I went to his office after briefing. He closed the door, gestured for me to sit. Captain Hartley, Jimmy, how are you doing? Fine, sir, ready to fly. He looked at me for a long moment. Your hands were shaking during briefing. I noticed. Others noticed. How long has that been happening? Just tired, sir. Didn't sleep well. It's nothing. Epstein pulled out a file. My file. Started reading from it. You've flown 80 missions in 18 months. You've been shot up 3 times. Wounded twice. You've lost your best friend, your wingman, multiple squadron mates. You've had 3 near-death experiences that I know of. Your weight is down 15 pounds since September. You're not eating properly. You're drinking more. The other pilots have noticed. I didn't say anything. What could I say? Jimmy, listen to me. You're one of the best pilots in this squadron. You're valuable. But you're running on empty. Your body, your mind, they're telling you to stop. The shaking hands are a symptom. What else? Nightmares? Insomnia? Nausea before missions? I still didn't answer. You don't have to answer. I can see it in your face. You look exhausted. You look haunted. This is what combat fatigue looks like. This is what we used to call shell shock. It's not weakness. It's a normal human response to sustained trauma. I'm fine, I said. I can keep flying. I'm sure you can. But should you? If you crash on takeoff because your hands are shaking, you'll kill yourself. If you make a mistake in combat because you're not sleeping, you'll get yourself killed. Maybe get your wingman killed. Is that what you want? No, sir. I'm grounding you for 48 hours. Doctor's orders. You need rest. Real rest. Sleep. Eat. Don't think about flying. When you come back, we'll evaluate whether you're ready to resume combat operations. But sir, there's a mission tomorrow. The squadron needs every pilot. The squadron needs healthy pilots. You're not healthy right now. 2 days off won't end the war. Take them. That's an order. I wanted to argue, wanted to insist I was fine. But the truth is I'm not fine. I know it. He knows it. Everyone knows it. So I said yes, sir. Went back to my hut, lay down on my bunk, stared at the ceiling. I feel like I'm failing. Like I'm letting the squadron down. Like I'm weak for needing rest. Real pilots don't need rest. Real pilots just keep flying. But Dave Morrison would tell me that's stupid. Dave would say, take the rest. Come back stronger. You can't help anyone if you're dead. This afternoon, the squadron flew without me. Mission to Augsburg. Industrial targets. I stood on the flight line and watched them take off. Counted aircraft. 41 Mustangs. Counted them back when they returned 4 hours later. 41 came back. Everyone made it. Good mission, they said at debriefing. Light opposition. Effective bombing. A mission I didn't fly. First time in 3 months I've been grounded for anything other than weather or maintenance. I should feel relieved. Instead, I feel guilty. Feel like I should have been up there. Feel like I'm letting them down by being on the ground. But I'm also so tired. Bone tired. Brain tired. Soul tired. Epstein said 2 days. That means I'll miss tomorrow's mission too. 2 missions I won't fly. 2 missions closer to the end that I won't count. I have 80 missions, need 20 more for the century mark. But if I'm grounded, I'm not getting closer, just standing still while the war goes on around me. I need to sleep. Epstein is right about that. I haven't really slept in weeks. Lay down, yes. Close my eyes, yes. But sleep, real sleep, can't remember. So tonight I'm going to try. Going to take the sleeping pill Epstein gave me. Going to close my eyes and try to shut out the nightmares. Maybe 2 days off will help. Maybe rest will help. Maybe I'll come back sharp and focused and ready. Or maybe this is the beginning of the end. Maybe I'm breaking. Maybe I can't do this anymore. Maybe I'm finally becoming flak happy. Combat fatigue. Shell shocked. Whatever you want to call it. The official term doesn't matter. What matters is I'm scared. Scared of flying. Scared of dying. Scared of killing. Scared of everything. And I don't know how to stop being scared. 80 missions complete. 20 to go. Or more if I keep getting grounded. February 28th, 1945, 2300 hours. Drunk. I'm writing this drunk, so the handwriting is probably terrible. Don't care. Need to write. Need to get this out. 2 days off. Supposed to rest. Supposed to recover. Instead, I've been lying in my bunk going crazy. Mind won't stop. Can't sleep even with the pills Epstein gave me. Just lie there in the dark thinking. Remembering. Seeing faces. Dave Morrison, Bobby Archer, Fisher, Kolb, all the others. 33 names now. 33 pilots who were here and now aren't. Found a bottle of whiskey tonight. Don't remember where. One of the guys had it. Contraband. We're not supposed to have alcohol in the barracks, but everyone does. Helps us sleep, helps us forget, helps us do this. I've had maybe half the bottle. Head spinning, room spinning. But it's better than being sober. Better than thinking clearly. I need to write the truth I can't say out loud, the truth I barely admit to myself. I'm terrified. Every mission I'm terrified. My heart pounds, my hands shake, my stomach churns. I vomit sometimes before takeoff. Dry heaves in the bathroom while the other pilots are getting ready. I hide it, pretend I'm fine. Then climb into Dallas Blonde and do my job, but I'm dying inside, little by little. Each mission takes something from me. Each friend who dies takes something from me. Each time I kill someone takes something from me. I'm becoming hollow, empty. There's nothing left inside except fear and numbness. I think about quitting, about refusing to fly, about faking illness, about crashing on takeoff so I don't have to go to Germany again, about any way out of this hell. That makes me a coward, thinking those things. Dave Morrison never thought those things. Dave flew every mission without complaint. Dave was brave. I'm not brave. I'm just going through the motions, pretending. I killed people today, not today, last week, yesterday, whenever. Doesn't matter. I've killed so many I've lost count. German pilots, young men like me, men with families, with girlfriends, with mothers waiting for them to come home. I killed them and I'm supposed to feel proud, supposed to feel like I'm doing my duty, supposed to feel like they're the enemy and they deserve it. But I just feel empty. The Me-262 pilot I killed in December. I saw his face. He was probably 25, my age, probably had a girl, probably thought he was defending his country just like I think I'm defending mine. I shot him down and he crashed and burned and died screaming probably. And men cheered. They clapped me on the back, said good kill, said way to go. Like murder is something to celebrate. It's not murder in war, they say. It's combat. It's necessary. It's duty. But they're still dead, and I killed them. My finger on the trigger, my bullets in their bodies, dead because of me. How many? 10? 15? I have 4.5 confirmed kills officially, but how many probables? How many damaged? How many died from wounds later? How many widows did I make? How many children without fathers? How many Mahani mothers who will never see their sons again? I can't think about that. Can't let myself think about that. Because if I do, I'll go crazy. I'll put my pistol in my mouth and pull the trigger, so I compartmentalize. Put it in boxes. Lock the boxes. Don't open them. Just fly. Just kill. Just survive. Don't think. Don't feel. Don't be human. But I am human. I can't stop being human. And the boxes are breaking open. The memories are leaking out. The faces, the screams, the smoke, the burning. I wake up screaming sometimes. The other guys pretend they don't notice. Everyone screams. Everyone has nightmares. It's normal. We're all breaking together. Margaret is pregnant. I'm going to be a father. In 6 months, I'll have a child. A baby who needs me. Who deserves a father who isn't broken, who isn't hollow, who isn't a killer. But that's what I am now. A killer. However you dress it up, however you justify it. That's what I am. I fly to Germany and I kill people and I come back and I do it again. That's my job. That's what I do, day after day, mission after mission. And I don't know if I can keep doing it. Don't know if there's enough of me left to keep doing it. Feel like I'm fracturing, coming apart. The fear and guilt and exhaustion are pulling me apart. Dave would know what to do. Dave always knew what to do. Dave was strong. I'm not strong. I'm weak and scared and breaking. But Dave's dead. He's been dead for 3 months, and I'm alive. Why? Why am I alive and he's dead? He was better than me. Better pilot. Better man. Better everything. His daughters needed him. Ellen needed him. Why did he die and not me? Why Bobby and not me? Why Fisher got shot down and not me? 6 inches. Every time 6 inches. The cannon shells that should have killed me. The flak that should have hit me. The 109 that should have gotten me. 6 inches between dead and alive. Pure chance. Pure luck. But luck runs out. Eventually the 6 inches won't be enough. Eventually the cannon shells will hit me. The flak will hit me. The 109 will get me. Eventually I'll die screaming in a burning cockpit, and that will be the end. And part of me thinks that would be easier. Easier than keep doing this. Keep pretending. Keep being afraid. Keep killing. Keep watching friends die. Keep living with the memories. If I died tomorrow, it would be over. The fear would stop. The guilt would stop. The nightmares would stop. Peace. Finally. But Margaret, our baby, they need me alive. They need me to come home. I can't give up, can't quit, can't die because of them. So I'll keep flying, keep killing, keep breaking apart inside, keep pretending I'm fine, keep doing my duty. 20 more missions, just 20 more. Then maybe I can go home. Maybe I can try to put myself back together. Maybe I can learn to be human again. Maybe. The bottle's almost empty. Room won't stop spinning. Need to sleep. Need to pass out. Need to stop thinking. Tomorrow Epstein will clear me to fly. I'll say I'm fine. I'll lie. He'll believe me or pretend to believe me. I'll fly again. Do it all over again. Until I can't anymore. Until I die or the war ends or I completely break. That's the truth. That's what I can't say out loud. That I'm dying inside. That I don't know how much more I can take. That I think about quitting every day. That I'm not the man Margaret married. That I'm scared of what I've become. That's the truth no one wants to hear. So I'll keep lying, keep pretending, keep flying, keep dying inside. Because what else can I do? March 2nd, 1945, 0800 hours. Morning after. I woke up an hour ago with the worst headache of my life. Mouth tasted like death. Remembered writing last night. Remembered the whiskey. Remembered writing things I shouldn't have written. I read what I wrote, almost tore it out, almost burned it. But I didn't. It's the truth. Ugly truth. But truth. This morning, Chaplain Riley found me. I was sitting outside the Quonset hut in weak sunshine, trying to make my head stop pounding. He sat down next to me, didn't say anything for a minute, just sat. Then he said, "Rough night?" "You could say that." "Want to talk?" "Not particularly." He nodded. "Okay, but I'm going to talk anyway. You can listen or not." He told me a story, said before he became a chaplain, he was a paratrooper, 82nd Airborne, jumped into Normandy on D-Day, said he was terrified, absolutely terrified, thought he'd die before he hit the ground, said after Normandy, after seeing what he saw, doing what he did, he couldn't keep doing it. Transferred to chaplaincy. Some people thought he was a coward for it, quitting combat for a safer job. But he said it wasn't about safety. It was about finding a way to keep serving without destroying himself completely. Said there's no shame in reaching your limit. The shame is in pretending you don't have limits. I listened, didn't say anything. Then Riley said, "Jimmy, you're one of the bravest men I've met. You fly missions when you're terrified. That's real courage, not the absence of fear, functioning despite fear. But you're breaking. I can see it. Everyone can see it. And there's no shame in that. You've done more than most men could do. 80 missions, 18 months of combat. You've earned the right to be broken." I asked him, how do I keep going? How do I fly 20 more missions when I can barely get through one? He thought for a minute, then said, "Why are you flying? What are you flying for?" I said, "For Margaret, for our baby, for the men in the bombers who need escort, for my squadron." He said, "Then that's enough. You're not flying for America or democracy or glory anymore. You're flying for specific people. People you love. People who count on you. That's worth doing. That's enough reason." He said, "Every time you climb into that cockpit, remember Margaret. Remember your baby. Remember the bomber crew who will make it home because you were there. Fly for them. Not for anything abstract. For them." I sat with that for a while. Then Riley said, "But Jimmy, listen. If you truly can't keep going, if you're at the absolute end, there's no shame in stopping. Better to stop than to crash. Better to admit you're done than to get yourself killed. Or get someone else killed." I said, "I have 20 more missions to the century mark. I have to finish. I need to finish." He said, "Why? What does 100 mean? It's an arbitrary number. What matters is you've done your duty. You've served. You've been brave. Whether it's 80 missions or 100, that doesn't change who you are." I said, "I need the completeness. I need to finish what I started." He nodded. "I understand. The engineer in you. Everything needs to be complete. But remember, surviving is completion too. Going home to Margaret is completion. Meeting your baby is completion. You don't have to die proving something." We sat there for a while longer. Then he stood up, said, "I'm here if you need to talk. Anytime, day or night. And Jimmy, you're going to be okay. You're strong, stronger than you think." He left me sitting there. I've been thinking about what he said, about why I'm flying, about what I'm flying for. He's right. I'm not flying for abstractions anymore. Not for duty or honor or America or freedom. Those things matter, but they're not what gets me into the cockpit every morning. I'm flying for Margaret, for our baby, for Carl Stevens who flies wing on me, for the 19-year-old waist gunner in that B-17 who's counting on fighter escort to get him home, for Rizzo who keeps Dallas Blonde flying, for specific people, people I can picture, people I can name. That's what matters. That's enough. 20 more missions. I can do 20 more. Not because I'm brave, not because I'm strong, because people are counting on me. Margaret is counting on me. Our baby is counting on me. I can do this. I have to do this. First mission back tomorrow. Epstein cleared me to fly, said I seemed better, said the rest helped. I lied and said yes. But maybe it's not entirely a lie. Maybe talking to Riley helped. Maybe I can compartmentalize the fear, put it in a box during missions, deal with it afterward. Not healthy, probably, but functional. And functional is enough. I'm not trying to be a hero, not trying to be brave, just trying to survive, just trying to get home to Margaret, Just trying to be the father my child deserves. That's enough. That has to be enough. Mission 81 tomorrow, 19 to go. March 6, 1945, 1900 hours. Back in the air, first mission after being grounded. I was nervous climbing into Dallas Blonde this morning, hands shaking, stomach churning. But once the engine started, once I was taxiing to the runway, the fear got smaller, not gone, just smaller, manageable. Focused on procedures, pre-flight checklist, taxi checklist, run up. Everything by the book. Let the routine carry me. Target was Chemnitz, rail yards, medium depth penetration, 3 hours each way. I flew the whole mission thinking about what Riley said, thinking about Margaret, about our baby, about Carl Stevens on my wing. Every time the fear got too big, I thought about them. Pictured Margaret's face, pictured holding our baby, pictured bringing Stevens home safe. It worked. Not perfectly. I was still scared, still watching for bandits, flinching at every flak burst. But I functioned, did my job, made decisions, led my flight. We encountered no fighters. Heavy flak over target, but inaccurate. All of my flight returned safely, including Stevens, including the new replacement, Lieutenant George Martinez, 20 years old, from Texas, eager. Reminds me of Fisher. That's terrifying. I've been assigned to mentor Martinez. Of course I have. Because I did such a great job with Fisher, who's now a prisoner. With Bobby, who's now a prisoner. With everyone I've tried to teach who's ended up dead or captured. But I have to try. Have to teach Martinez everything I know. Have to try to keep him alive. Because what else can I do? Let him fly without mentoring? Let him make mistakes that'll kill him? So I sat with Martinez after the mission, went through everything, formation discipline, scanning patterns, fuel management, combat tactics, drew diagrams, made him repeat things back. He listened, took notes in a little notebook, just like Fisher did, just like Bobby did, like I'm passing on Dave Morrison's lessons, like there's a chain of knowledge running from Dave to me to whoever I teach. Maybe that's how we survive, not individually, but collectively, teaching each other, protecting each other, passing on what we learn. Martinez flew well today, good formation discipline, stayed alert, followed instructions. Maybe he'll be okay. Maybe he'll be one of the ones who makes it. I have to believe that. Have to believe I can keep him alive, because if I don't believe it, what's the point? After debriefing, I went back to my hut. Found a letter from Margaret waiting, dated February 15th, 2.5 weeks to get here. She said, the baby is moving more now, kicks and rolls. Keeps her up at night. She said she puts her hand on her belly and talks to the baby, tells them about me, about how their father is brave, about how he's coming home soon. She doesn't know I'm terrified. Doesn't know I'm breaking. Doesn't know I got drunk 2 nights ago and wrote about wanting to die. She thinks I'm brave. Thinks I'm strong. Thinks I'm coming home soon. I have to make that true. Have to be what she thinks I am. Have to survive. Have to get through 19 more missions. Have to go home to her. I can do this. I did it today. I can do it again tomorrow. And the day after, and the day after that. One mission at a time, one day at a time. For Margaret, for our baby, for the people counting on me. That's enough. That has to be enough. Mission 81 complete. 19 to go. March 11th, 1945, 2200 hours. Late evening. Letter from Margaret today. She's showing now. Really showing. Enclosed a photograph, her in a loose dress, hand on her swollen belly, smiling at the camera. I looked at that photograph for a long time, memorized every detail, the way her hair falls over her shoulder, the curve of her belly, her smile, happy despite everything. That's my wife. That's my baby. That's what I'm going home to. I broke down looking at it. Just sat on my bunk and cried. Haven't cried like that since Dave died. Couldn't stop. All the fear and exhaustion and desperation just came pouring out. The other guys in the hut pretended not to notice. Stevens came over, put his hand on my shoulder for a second, didn't say anything. That was enough. I keep the photograph in my breast pocket now. Over my heart. Every mission. It's my talisman, my reminder, my reason. Margaret wrote that she's due August 3rd. 4.5 months. I'll be home by then. I have to be home by then. Need to be there when our baby is born. Need to see Margaret's face. Need to hold my child. August 3rd, 145 days, 19 more missions. If we fly 3 or 4 missions a week, that's maybe 5 or 6 weeks. Early April. I'll be done in early April. Home by May. There for Margaret in August. I can do this. It's a countdown now. Not to some abstract number, to a specific date, to being home, to meeting my baby. The news from the front is good. Allied armies cross the Rhine. Germany is collapsing. The end is coming. Maybe the war will be over before I hit 100 missions. Maybe I won't need to fly all 19, but I can't count on that. Can't assume anything. Just have to keep flying, keep surviving, keep getting closer to home. Mission today was Frankfurt. Oil refineries. Routine escort. No fighters. Heavy flak, but we all returned safely. Martinez flew well again. He's learning. Maybe he'll make it. After the mission, I wrote back to Margaret. Told her I got the photograph. Told her she's beautiful. Told her I think about her and the baby every mission. Told her I love her. Told her I'll be home soon. Didn't tell her about the fear, about the nightmares, about getting drunk and writing that I want to die, about Epstein grounding me, about any of it. Just told her I love her. Because that's what matters. That's what's true despite everything else. I'm writing this now with her photograph sitting on my bunk where I can see it. Candlelight making her smile seem to flicker. But even in flickering light, she's beautiful. That's what I'm fighting for. That smile, that belly, that baby, that future. 19 more missions. I can do this. March 15th, 1945, 2100 hours. My birthday, 25 years old today. Quarter century. Seems impossible. Seems like just yesterday I was 18, enlisting, excited about flying. Seems like a lifetime ago. The squadron threw a small party tonight. Against tradition. Usually we don't celebrate birthdays. Bad luck. Drawing attention to yourself when death is always looking. But they did it anyway. Said I'd earned it. Said I was going to make it. So why not celebrate? Rizzo found a chocolate cake somewhere. Probably traded airplane parts for it. Or stole it. Didn't ask. We gathered in the mess. Maybe 20 of us. Sang happy birthday badly. Cut the cake. Passed around contraband whiskey. We raised glasses. To Jimmy. To the old man of the squadron. To making it to 100. I tried to smile. Tried to pretend I wasn't thinking about Lieutenant Peter Randolph. He was supposed to be at this party. But Randolph died 3 days ago. March 12th. Direct flak hit over Munich. Aircraft disintegrated. No chance. He was 19. Birthday was next week. 19 years old. 1 week from his 20th birthday. And now he's dead. Pieces scattered across Germany. Why am I alive at 25 and he's dead at 19? Pure chance, pure luck. The flak could have hit me instead. Should have hit me. I've been flying longer. I've been exposed more. By all odds, I should be dead and he should be alive. But I'm here eating cake and he's in a body bag. Or not even that. Probably no body to bag. Just pieces. I sat there at my birthday party thinking about Randolph. About Bobby. About Fisher. About Dave. About Kolb. About the 35 names now. 35 pilots who aren't here anymore. Thought about the arbitrariness of survival. How I'm alive, not because I'm better or smarter or braver. Just because the flak hit someone else. Because the 109 shot at someone else. Because I've been lucky for 85 missions. But luck runs out. Stevens noticed me getting dark. He raised his glass again. To Jimmy's baby. To going home. To the future. Everyone drank to that. To the future. I drank too. Forced a smile. Thought about Margaret. About the photograph in my breast pocket. About August 3rd. About meeting my baby. That's the future I'm fighting for. Not abstract freedom or democracy. Specific moments. Holding Margaret. Holding our child. Watching them grow up. Growing old together. That future is real. I can picture it. Can almost touch it. 15 more missions away. Maybe less if the war ends soon. 15 missions. 5 weeks. Then home. I can do this. After the party, Martinez came up to me. He had a homemade card, drawn on notebook paper. Happy birthday, Captain Hartley. Thank you for teaching me. He'd signed it. I looked at that card and felt something break inside. This kid, 20 years old, looks 18, hero worships me, thinks I'm going to keep him alive. I said, thanks, Martinez. Keep flying smart. Stay alert. You're doing great. He grinned. Thank you, sir. I'm trying to fly like you. I wanted to say, don't fly like me. Don't be like me. Don't carry the guilt. Don't let this break you. Just fly smart and go home. But I just said, keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. He will. He'll keep trying. Keep flying. Maybe he'll make it. Or maybe he'll be another name I write in this diary. Another pilot I failed to save. I can't think like that. Can't start every relationship assuming death. Have to believe Martinez will survive. Have to believe I can teach him enough to keep him alive. Have to believe in something. It's late now. Everyone else is asleep. I'm writing by flashlight again. Tomorrow's mission is to Oranienburg, industrial targets, then maybe a day off, then more missions, each one bringing me closer to home, or closer to death. Depends on luck. 25 years old. Feels old. Feels like I've lived multiple lifetimes. The boy who grew up in Cedar Rapids feels like a different person. The college student. The new pilot arriving in England. All different people. All me. All gone now. What's left is this. This pilot. This scared, broken, determined pilot who just wants to go home. 15 more missions. I can do this. Happy birthday to me. March 19th, 1945, 2100 hours. First jet kill. Mission today was escort to Landau. We were covering bombers when radar called out contacts. Bandits. High and fast. Me-262. I saw it coming. Arrow shape. Twin engines. No propeller. Moving fast. Way too fast for us to catch. The jet dove into the bomber formation. Fired a burst. 30mm cannons. I saw tracers the size of baseballs. A B-17 took hits. Started trailing smoke. The Me-262 climbed away, untouchable. We couldn't do anything. But then I remembered what Intel had briefed us. The jets are vulnerable during takeoff and landing, when they're slow, when they're on approach with gear down. That's when we can get them. I called it out. Watch for him to come back. Watch for him to land. We'll get him on approach. We circled. Waited. The jet came back 20 minutes later. Low on fuel probably. Heading toward a base near Giebelstadt. I saw the runway, saw the jet on approach, gear down, flaps down, slow, maybe 200 miles per hour. I dove. 3 other Mustangs dove with me. We came down on that jet like hawks on a rabbit. I got there first, closed to 400 yards, centered the pipper on the jet's fuselage, fired a long burst. All 650s, traces streaming, saw hits along the fuselage, saw pieces coming off. The jet tried to abort the landing, tried to add power, but he was too low, too slow. He crashed short of the runway, hit the ground hard. Explosion. Fireball, black smoke, confirmed kill. First Me-262 for our squadron. Everyone was elated when we got back. Congratulations. Handshakes, backslapping. Great kill, Jimmy. But I feel nothing. I saw the jet pilot, just for a second during the bounce, glimpse through his canopy. Young face, probably my age, probably just doing his job like I do mine, flying because he was ordered to, defending his country like I defend mine. I killed him. My bullets hit his aircraft, caused it to crash. He burned to death probably, or died on impact. Either way, dead because of me. And men cheered. They think I feel proud, think I feel accomplished. First squadron jet kill. That's something to celebrate, right? But I just killed a man, saw his face, ended his life. He had a mother somewhere in Germany, maybe a girlfriend, maybe a wife, maybe children. Now he's dead and they'll get a telegram and their lives are destroyed. Because of me. I've killed before. 4.5 confirmed, more probables. But this time I saw his face. This time it was real in a way it wasn't before. This time he wasn't just a target or a bandit or an enemy. He was a person. And now he's dead. I'm good at killing now. Efficient, effective. I know how to aim, how to lead the target, how to hit, how to destroy. I'm a killer. That's what the war has made me, and everyone thinks I should be proud of that. I came back to my hut after debriefing, sat on my bunk, looked at the photograph of Margaret, thought about telling her, about writing, "Hey honey, I killed a man today," and everyone cheered. Can't write that. Can't tell her what I've become. Can't let her know that her husband is a killer, that the man she married doesn't exist anymore, that something else came back wearing his face. So I'll write the usual lies, tell her about a successful mission, tell her I'm safe, tell her I love her. Won't mention the jet pilot's face, won't mention the feeling of nothing when he died, won't mention how normal killing has become. Just another part of the job, just another mission. Martinez was in my flight today. He flew well, stayed in position, didn't panic when the jet appeared. He's learning. He might make it, or he might not. Might end up like Randolph or Kolb or Bobby. Might burn or crash or bail out over Germany. Might be another name in this diary. I can't think like that. Can't assume death. Have to believe he'll survive. Have to believe I'm teaching him enough. Have to believe in something. Mission 87 complete. 13 to go. I'm so tired of killing. March 24th, 1945, 2200 hours. Ground support. Different mission today. Not bomber escort. Ground support for Operation Plunder. Allied armies crossing the Rhine. Our job was low-level cover, strafing German positions, close air support for troops on the ground. I've never flown this kind of mission before. All my missions have been high altitude, 25,000 feet, bomber escort. The war is abstract from up there, small, distant. Today we flew at 100 feet. The war was right there, real, close, horrible. We strafed German columns retreating toward Darmstadt. Vehicles, trucks, half-tracks, soldiers. I made 3 strafing runs. Came in low and fast. Fired into vehicles. Saw hits. Saw vehicles explode. Saw bodies. From 100 feet you can see faces. You can see people scrambling. See them running. See them dying. This isn't like fighter combat. Fighter combat is clean. You shoot at aircraft. They shoot at you. It's technical, tactical, abstract. This was butchery. On my second run, I saw a truck full of wounded, Red Cross markings, and sergeant markings. Geneva Convention says you don't shoot medical vehicles. I held fire, pulled up, didn't engage. Carl Stevens didn't hold fire. He strafed the truck. It exploded. After we landed, I confronted him. You shot a medical vehicle. Red Cross markings. That's a war crime. Stevens was angry. You think that was really medical? Red Cross my ass. They were using those markings to move troops and ammunition. I've seen them do it. Don't be naive, Jimmy. I don't know who's right. Maybe Stevens is right. Maybe the Germans do abuse Red Cross markings. Maybe it was legitimate. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe that truck really was carrying wounded. Maybe we just murdered POWs or German medics. I don't know. Can't know. The fog of war. The moral ambiguity. The impossibility of knowing what's right. From 25,000 feet, war is antiseptic. You press a button. Bombs fall. Buildings explode. Abstract. From 100 feet, you smell them burning. You see faces. You see bodies. You see humanity. I don't want to fly low-level missions again. Don't want to see what we're doing up close. Want to go back to high altitude where I can pretend this is clean. Necessary but clean. But it's not clean. It never was. I just couldn't see it before. How many German soldiers did I kill today? 10? 20? Hard to say. I fired into vehicles. Vehicles exploded. People died. But I don't know how many. Don't know their names. Don't know if they were Wehrmacht or SS. Don't know if they were conscripts or volunteers. Don't know anything except they're dead now. And tomorrow I'll do it again if ordered to. Because that's my job. Because I follow orders. Because the war demands it. But I hate it. Hate what I'm doing. Hate what I'm becoming. Hate that this is normal now. We're winning the war. Germany is collapsing. The end is weeks away, maybe days. But we're still killing, still destroying, still grinding men into meat. When does it end? When Germany surrenders. When Hitler dies. When? I just want it to be over. Want to go home. Want to hold Margaret. Want to meet my baby. Want to stop killing. 13 more missions. Maybe less. The way the ground war is going, Germany might surrender before I reach 100. Might be over soon. Please God, let it be over soon. Mission 88 complete. 12 to go. April 1st, 1945, 1900 hours. Easter Sunday. No mission today. Stand down for Easter. Overcast skies anyway. Low ceiling. No flying weather. Church service this morning in the hangar. Most of the squadron attended, even the non-religious guys, even the ones who never go. Easter brings everyone out. Chaplain Riley gave the sermon. He talked about resurrection, about hope, about new life after death, about peace coming. He said the war is almost over. Germany is collapsing. The end is near. Soon we'll go home. Soon there will be peace. He said resurrection isn't just religious. It's personal. We've all died in some way in this war. Lost innocence, lost friends, lost parts of ourselves. But we can be resurrected too, can find new life, can heal. He said Easter is about hope, about believing that death isn't the end, that something better is coming, that suffering has meaning. I wanted to believe him, wanted to feel hope, wanted to feel like resurrection is possible for me. But I just felt empty, hollow, like whatever part of me that could feel hope died somewhere over Germany. After the service, I went back to my hut, wrote a long letter to Margaret, told her about Easter, about the service, about spring coming to England, daffodils blooming, birds singing, the world coming back to life, told her I'm excited about the baby, asked her to tell me if it's a boy or girl when she knows, asked her what name she's thinking about, David for a boy maybe, after Dave Morrison, Eleanor for a girl, after my mother, told her I love her, miss her. Can't wait to hold her, can't wait to meet our baby, can't wait to come home. All true. But not the whole truth. Didn't tell her about feeling empty, about resurrection seeming impossible, about wondering if I can ever be the person she married again. Just told her what she needs to hear, that I'm okay, that I'm coming home, that everything will be fine. Maybe if I say it enough, it'll be true. This afternoon, I walked around the base, visited Dallas Blonde in her hard stand. Rizzo was doing maintenance. I helped him, changed oil, checked spark plugs, cleaned the 50s. Normal work, familiar work. Rizzo talked about the Bronx, about his family, about what he's going to do when he gets home. Open a garage, maybe, work on cars, something peaceful, something that doesn't involve war. I told him about Cedar Rapids, about the hardware store, about teaching flying maybe, getting a Piper Cub, taking people up for their first flights, showing them the joy of flying, the version of flying that isn't about killing. We talked about normal things, future things, like the war was already over, like we were already home. It felt good, felt like hope, small hope, but real. Martinez found me later. He wanted to talk about flying, about tactics. So we sat in the ready room and I drew diagrams, taught him about energy management, about converting altitude to speed, about when to extend and when to turn. All the things Dave Morrison taught me, all the things that might keep Martinez alive. He listened, took notes, asked smart questions. He's learning, really learning. Maybe he will make it after all. After he left, Stevens came in. We haven't talked much since the Rhine crossing incident, since I called him out for shooting the Red Cross truck. There's been tension, but today he sat down, said, "Look, Jimmy, I'm sorry about the Rhine thing. I know you think I was wrong. Maybe I was. Maybe it was medical. Maybe I killed wounded men. I don't know. But in the moment, I had to make a choice. And I made it. I have to live with it." I said, "I know. I understand. It's impossible to know what's right sometimes. The war is too confusing, too fast, too much." He said, "We're all doing our best. We're all just trying to survive, trying to get home. Cut yourself some slack. Cut me some slack. We're doing the best we can." I said, "I know. I'm sorry too." We shook hands. Tension gone. We're okay again. This war does terrible things to people. Makes us do terrible things. Makes us question everything. But we're all in it together, all trying to survive together, all trying to stay human together. 12 more missions, maybe less. Maybe the war ends first. Maybe Germany surrenders tomorrow. Anything's possible now. I'm writing this as the sun sets. Easter Sunday, the day of resurrection, the day of hope. I don't feel resurrected, but maybe that's okay. Maybe resurrection is slow. Maybe it comes later, after the war, after going home, after learning to live again. Maybe. For now, I have 12 more missions. 12 more times I have to climb into Dallas Blonde and fly to Germany. 12 more times I have to survive. I can do 12 more. I can do this. For Margaret, for our baby, for the future. Mission 88 complete. 12 to go. April 7th, 1945, 22:30 hours. Carl Stevens is dead. Mission today to Kaltenkirchen airfield. Hunting Me-262s on the ground. Intel said the Germans were concentrating their remaining jets there. Our job was to strafe them, destroy them before they could take off. We found 3 jets taxiing, getting ready for takeoff. Perfect targets. I called the bounce, set up strafing runs. Stevens went first, came in low and fast, lined up on a jet, fired, then flak, heavy flak. They were defending the airfield, 40mm, 20mm, automatic cannons, tracer streams, everything. Stevens's aircraft took hits. I saw it, saw the tracers connect, saw pieces flying off his wing, saw his engine start smoking. Stevens pulled up, trying to gain altitude, trying to get high enough to bail out. But the fire was spreading. Engine fire, bright orange flames streaming back, his voice on the radio. I'm burning. I'm burning. I can't put it out. Bail out, Carl. Bail out now. I'm trying. The canopy's stuck. I can't get it open. Jimmy, I can't get out. His aircraft was at 800 feet, still climbing, but the fire was getting worse. The whole engine section was burning now. Carl, pull harder. Kick it. Get out. I'm trying. Oh God, it won't move. Jimmy, help me. I was watching, flying formation with him, watching my friend burn, completely helpless. Nothing I could do, no way to help, just watch. Stevens's aircraft rolled inverted, 800 feet, too low. The Mustang went nose down, started to spin. Stevens screaming on the radio, no, 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 no. Then impact. The aircraft hit the ground inverted, fireball, black smoke, orange flames, no parachute, no escape. He burned to death trapped in that cockpit, or died in the impact. Either way, dead. I circled the crash site. Nothing left but burning wreckage, no movement, no chance. He was gone. Carl Stevens, 25 years old, California, surfer, engaged to Patricia, a WAF officer from London. 47 missions together. My wingman, my friend, dead. I flew back to base. Reported the crash. Reported no survivors. Patricia came to the base this evening. Someone must have told her. She arrived at the squadron area in her WAF uniform. Asked for me. I met her outside. She looked at my face and knew. Just knew. He's dead. Carl's dead. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Patricia. She collapsed. Just collapsed. I caught her, held her up. She was crying, screaming, no, no, no. I held her while she cried. What else could I do? Her fiancé was dead. The man she was supposed to marry. Dead, burned, gone. Other men came, helped me get her to a jeep, drove her back to her station. I don't know what happened after that. Don't know if she's okay. She's not okay. How could she be okay? Carl Stevens was my wingman for 47 missions. 47 times we flew together. 47 times he watched my back, covered me, saved me. We survived together. Until today, I should have been leading that strafing run. I'm the flight lead. Should have been me going first. Should have been me taking the flak. Should have been me burning. But it was Carl. Always the wrong person. Always someone else dying while I survive. Dave, Bobby, Fisher, Randolph, Kolb, now Carl. Always them and never me. Why? Why am I alive when they're all dead? Why do I get to keep breathing when they don't? What makes me special? Nothing. Nothing makes me special. Just luck. Pure random luck. I'm writing this and I can still hear Carl's voice on the radio. Jimmy, help me. Jimmy, I can't get out. And I couldn't help him. Couldn't do anything. Just watched him die. Watched him burn. Watched my friend murdered by random flak from random gunners who didn't even know who they were killing. Carl had a whole life ahead of him. Patricia, surfing, California sunshine. They were going to get married after the war, have kids, grow old together. All of that gone, erased. Because of one flak burst, one lucky shot, 1 second of bad luck, 47 missions. He survived 47 missions, made it through 18 months of combat, survived everything, then died on a ground attack mission 2 weeks before the war ends. 2 weeks, maybe less. How is that fair? How is any of this fair? It's not. It never was. The war doesn't care about fair. Death doesn't care about fair. It just takes whoever, whenever. Random, arbitrary, meaningless. I have 11 more missions. 11 more times Carl should have been flying wing on me. But he won't be. He's dead. I'll fly those 11 missions with someone else. Or alone. And Carl will still be dead. Patricia will cry. Carl's parents in California will get a telegram. We regret to inform you, his mother will scream. His father will break. His friends will mourn. Patricia will spend the rest of her life wondering what might have been. And I'll keep flying. Keep surviving, keep adding names to the list, keep wondering why I'm alive when they're not. 11 more missions, 11 more chances to die. Maybe one of them will be the mission where my luck runs out, where the flak hits me instead of someone else, where I'm the one burning, the one screaming for help that won't come. Maybe that would be easier than surviving, easier than watching everyone around me die, easier than carrying their names, their faces, their voices. But I can't die. Margaret needs me. Our baby needs me. I have to survive. Have to make it home. Have to be there in August. For them. For Carl. For Dave. For all of them. They died and I lived, and I owe it to them to make it count. To go home. To live. To remember them. That's all I can do. Remember them. Honor them. Survive for them. Carl Stevens. I'll never forget you, brother. Never forget that you saved my life more times than I can count. Never forget that you died too soon. Too young, too close to the end. Rest in peace, Carl. You deserve better than this. Mission 89 complete, 11 to go. April 10th, 1945, 1400 hours. Buchenwald. Mission today to Weimar area. Bomber escort. Military targets nearby. But on the way back, our flight was diverted. Ground control told us to observe a location. Reconnaissance. Report what we saw. We flew low over the site, altitude 500 feet. It was a camp, a concentration camp. Later, we found out it's called Buchenwald, just liberated yesterday by Patton's forces. The gates were open, American jeeps visible, but the camp was still there, still intact, and what was inside? I saw barracks, long wooden buildings, barbed wire fences, guard towers. I saw bodies. Piles of bodies, stacked like wood, dozens of them. Maybe hundreds, skeletal, stick-thin, dead. I saw prisoners, living prisoners, if you can call that living, walking skeletons, bones covered in skin, hollow eyes, striped uniforms hanging off them, shuffling around, barely human. I saw the ovens, the chimneys, the crematoriums. I didn't understand at first, didn't understand what I was seeing. Then it clicked. This is what we've been hearing about. The camps, the systematic murder, the Holocaust. This is what the Germans built. What the Nazis did. This is the horror we've been fighting against without fully understanding it. Our flight circled twice. No one spoke on the radio. Complete silence. What could we say? What words could possibly be adequate? After the second circle, flight lead said, "Let's go home." We formed up and flew west. Still no one spoke. 5 aircraft, 25 minutes of flight. Complete radio silence. When we landed, we were debriefed separately. Officers wanted to know what we saw, wanted details. I gave them. Described it all. The bodies, the prisoners, the ovens, everything. After debriefing, I walked to the flight line, stood there alone, tried to process what I saw. I've been complaining about this war, about the missions, about the fear, about the killing. I've questioned whether it's worth it, whether any of this matters. Now I understand. Now I know. This is why we're here. This is what we're fighting. This systematic murder, this industrialized evil, this has to be stopped, has to be destroyed completely. Whatever I've done, whatever I've had to do, whatever I've become, it was necessary. because this couldn't be allowed to continue. This had to be ended. I've killed German pilots. I've strafed German soldiers. I've helped bomb German cities. I've participated in destruction on a massive scale. And I felt guilty about it, felt conflicted, felt like maybe we were becoming like them, but we're not like them. Whatever we've done, however brutal our methods, we're not like them. We don't build camps, we don't systematically murder civilians, we don't stack bodies like cordwood. We're fighting to stop that, and that's enough. That makes everything we've done justified, necessary, right. I thought I understood the war before, thought I knew what we were fighting for, democracy, freedom, abstract concepts, but now I understand, really understand. We're fighting against this, against camps and ovens and systematic murder, against an evil so complete, so total, that it has to be destroyed no matter the cost. Every bomber I've escorted has been worth it. Every German pilot I've killed has been worth it. Every mission has been worth it, because each one brought us closer to ending this. The prisoners I saw today, they were Polish, Russian, French, German, political prisoners, Jews, Romani, anyone the Nazis considered undesirable, worked to death, starved, gassed, burned, and now they're free. Because Allied armies broke down the gates, because we fought, because we kept flying missions even when we were scared, even when we wanted to quit, even when it seemed pointless. It wasn't pointless, it was the most important thing we've ever done. I'm not proud of this war, not proud of killing, not proud of what I've become, but I understand now why it was necessary, why we had to do it, why stopping the Nazis was worth any price. For the first time since I got to England, the war makes absolute sense, not strategic sense, not tactical sense, moral sense. We're the good guys, really, truly. Whatever our flaws, whatever our mistakes, we're fighting absolute evil, and that's enough. Martinez asked me about the mission earlier, asked what we saw. I couldn't find words, just said it was bad, really bad. He'll find out eventually. Everyone will. This is the truth of what we're fighting. Stevens would have understood. Dave would have understood. All the pilots who died would have understood that their deaths mattered, that they were part of stopping this. I wish Carl had lived long enough to see this, to understand, to know that what he did, what he sacrificed, it stopped this. It saved these people. Maybe he knows, wherever he is. Maybe he knows it was worth it. 11 more missions. But now I know why, now I understand, and that makes all the difference. Whatever happens in these last 11 missions, however this ends, I know I did the right thing, fought for the right side, helped stop something that had to be stopped. That's enough. That has to be enough. Mission 90 complete, 10 to go. April 12th, 1945, 2100 hours. Roosevelt is dead. Mission this morning to Munich area, routine escort, light opposition, everyone returned safely. But when we landed, there was news. Announcement over the loudspeakers. All personnel report to briefing room. We gathered. Hundreds of men, pilots, crew chiefs, officers, enlisted, everyone. The colonel spoke. His voice was quiet. Gentlemen, I have difficult news. President Roosevelt died today at Warm Springs, Georgia. Cerebral hemorrhage. He's gone. Silence, complete silence. Then someone started crying. Then others. Grown men, combat veterans, crying. Roosevelt has been president my entire adult life. Since I was 13 years old. Since 1933, 12 years, he's been a constant, a pillar. The voice on the radio every week with his fireside chats, the man who led us through the Depression, who led us into this war, who promised victory, and now he's gone, dead. Won't see the victory he promised. Won't see Germany surrender. Won't see the end of the war he led us into. Vice President Truman is president now. Harry Truman. I don't know much about him. Missouri. Used to be a senator. Seems okay. But he's not Roosevelt. He's not the man who told us we had nothing to fear but fear itself. Not the man who inspired us to fight. I sat in that briefing room and felt history shifting. Felt an epoch ending. Roosevelt dying means something. Means the world is changing. Means we're entering a new era. Back in Cedar Rapids, my father used to listen to Roosevelt's fireside chats religiously. Every week. The whole family would gather around the radio, Roosevelt's voice calm and confident, telling us everything would be okay. We'd get through the Depression, we'd get through the war, we'd prevail, and we believed him. I believed him. When I enlisted, Roosevelt was president. When I shipped out to England, Roosevelt was president. Every mission I've flown, Roosevelt was president. Now he's not. Now Truman is. Everything feels uncertain suddenly, like the foundation shifted. The Stars and Stripes newspaper today had a photograph of Roosevelt from the Yalta Conference in February. He looked terrible, old, sick, tired, like the war had killed him slowly, like leading the nation through this had drained everything from him. Maybe it did. Maybe that's what leadership costs. Everything. Your health, your life, everything. Roosevelt was 63, too young, should have lived longer, should have seen victory, should have seen Germany surrender, should have seen the camps liberated, should have known that what he started, we finished. But he won't. He died before the end. Like Carl died before the end. Like Dave died before the end. Like all of them died before seeing victory. That seems impossibly cruel. To fight this hard, to sacrifice this much, to come this close to victory, and then die before you can see it. But that's war. That's life. You don't always get to see the end. Don't always get the satisfaction of completion. Sometimes you die on the journey and others finish what you started. Roosevelt started this, mobilized the nation, built the armies, the air forces, the factories, everything. Led us into war knowing it would cost everything. And it did. It cost him his life. Now we finish it. We win the war Roosevelt started. We liberate the camps he didn't live to see opened. We defeat the enemy he dedicated his life to defeating. That's how we honor him. By finishing, by winning, by making his sacrifice mean something. 10 more missions. Germany is collapsing. Hitler is in his bunker. The end is days away, maybe weeks. Roosevelt won't see it. But we will. We'll win this for him, for everyone who died before the end, for everyone who sacrificed. Tonight there's a strange atmosphere on base. Sadness, uncertainty, but also determination. We're close, so close. Roosevelt died, but his war continues, his fight continues, we continue, until Germany surrenders, until Hitler is dead, until it's over. Then we can mourn properly, then we can honor all the dead. Roosevelt, Carl, Dave, all of them. Then we can build the peace they died for, but first we have to finish, have to win, have to complete what they started. 10 more missions. I can do this. We can do this. For Roosevelt, for Carl, for Dave, for everyone. Mission 91 complete, 9 to go. April 16th, 1945. 1900 hours. Mission 94. We flew to Dresden area today, supporting Soviet advance from the east. Germany is being squeezed from both sides now. Allies from the west, Soviets from the east. Germany collapsing. The mission was routine, light opposition. The Luftwaffe is almost gone. We saw maybe 10 German fighters the whole mission. They didn't engage, just watched from a distance, probably low on fuel, probably conserving what little they have left. We flew over what's left of Hamburg, Berlin, Dresden, cities reduced to ruins. Dresden especially. It was firebombed back in February. British and Americans, thousands of bombers. The city burned for days. From 25,000 feet, it looks like a moonscape. Gray rubble. Collapsed buildings. Nothing standing. Just destruction as far as you can see. I thought about the people down there. German civilians, women, children, old people. People who had nothing to do with starting this war. Just ordinary people trying to survive. And we dropped fire on them. Incinerated them. Destroyed their city. Was that necessary? Was burning Dresden necessary? Was burning Hamburg necessary? Was any of it necessary? I don't know. I don't have answers. I know about Buchenwald now. Know what the Nazis did. Know they had to be stopped. But did we have to become destroyers too? Did we have to burn cities? Kill civilians? The war is almost over. And I'm left with questions I can't answer. Moral questions. Questions about what we did. What I did. Whether it was right. But it's too late for questions. It's done. The cities are burned. The people are dead. Can't undo it. Can't take it back. Have to live with it. After we landed, I walked around the base, thinking, processing, trying to make sense of everything. The squadron is different now. Only 6 original pilots left. Me, Lieutenant Williams, Captain Harrison, Lieutenant Daniels, Lieutenant Murphy, Lieutenant Chen, 6 out of 42. Everyone else is dead or wounded or captured. Everyone else is gone. The replacements are new, fresh, young. They don't remember the early days, don't remember when we were learning, when we were scared. They think we're veterans, think we know what we're doing, think we're heroes, but we're just survivors, just lucky. We've been doing this long enough that we know how to survive, how to stay alive. That's all. Nothing special, just experience and luck. Martinez is doing well. He's flown 12 missions now, starting to relax, starting to trust himself. He might actually make it. I hope he makes it. Hope he goes home. Hope he gets to have the life he should have. Young, unbroken, whole. Not like me. I'll go home broken, changed, different. I'll pretend to be whole, pretend to be the man Margaret married, but I won't be. I'll be something else. Someone else. I don't know if I can go back to who I was. Don't know if that person still exists. The Iowa kid who worked at Collins Radio. The college student who studied engineering. He's gone. Died somewhere over Germany. Someone else is wearing his face now. But maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't have to be who I was. Maybe I can be someone new, someone who survived, someone who learned, someone who changed. Maybe that's enough. 6 more missions. 6 more times I have to climb into Dallas Blonde. 6 more times I have to survive. Then I can go home. Try to be a husband, a father, a person. Try to build something instead of destroying. Try to live instead of killing. 6 missions. That's all. So close now. I can do this. Mission 94 complete. 6 to go. April 17th, 1945, 2300 hours. New pilot. Another replacement arrived today. Lieutenant George Martinez. Wait, no. That's not right. Martinez has been here for weeks. I mean the new replacement. His name is Lieutenant James Porter, but he goes by Jimmy too, same as me. That's confusing. So everyone's calling him Porter. He's 19, looks 16, from Texas, eager, excited, thinks this is going to be amazing. He reminds me of Bobby Archer, of Fisher, of all the young pilots I've watched die or get shot down, and now I'm responsible for teaching another one, keeping another one alive. Although they assigned Porter to my flight, assigned me as his mentor. Of course they did, because I did such a great job with Bobby, with Fisher, with everyone. But what choice do I have? Someone has to teach him. Someone has to try to keep him alive. Might as well be me. So I sat with Porter this evening, went through everything, formation, flying, combat tactics, fuel management, all of it. He listened, took notes, asked good questions. He said, "Captain Hartley, you're a legend in this squadron. Everyone talks about you. 94 missions, almost to the century mark. That's incredible." I said, "It's not incredible, it's just luck. Staying alive is luck, not skill. Don't hero worship me, just learn what I teach you. Fly smart, go home." He said, "Yes, sir, but still, 94 missions. That's amazing." I wanted to tell him it's not amazing. It's exhausting. It's terrifying. It's soul-crushing. Every mission I wake up thinking this is the one where I die. Every mission I watch for friends who aren't there anymore. Every mission takes something from me that I can't get back. But I didn't say that. He doesn't need to hear that. He needs confidence. Needs to believe he can do this. Needs to believe he'll survive. So I just said, "You'll be fine. Pay attention. Follow instructions. Trust your training. You'll make it." He grinned. "Thank you, sir." After he left, I sat there thinking about how many times I've had this conversation. How many young pilots I've tried to teach. How many have died or been captured. How many I've failed. But I have to try. Have to keep teaching. Keep trying to save them. Because what's the alternative? Let them fly without mentoring? Let them make mistakes that'll kill them faster? At least if I teach them, they have a chance. Maybe a small chance, but a chance. Porter flies his first combat mission tomorrow. Mission 95 for me. We're going deep. Frankfurt area. He'll be in my flight. I'll be watching him, protecting him, trying to keep him alive. Please, God, let me keep this one alive. Please let Porter be one of the ones who makes it. I can't watch another young pilot die, can't add another name to the list, can't fail another one. 5 more missions after tomorrow. 5 more. So close. Almost done. Almost home. Margaret is due in less than 4 months now. August. August 3rd. I'll be home by then. We'll have finished my 100 missions. We'll be done with the war. We'll be there when our baby is born. I have to believe that. Have to hold on to that. That's what's keeping me going. That future. That moment. Meeting my child. Being a father. Building a life. 5 more missions. I can do this. April 19th, 1945, 2200 hours. Porter flew well. Mission today was to Regensburg. Industrial targets. Bomber escort. Heavy flak. No fighters. Porter was in my flight. Flying wing position. I watched him the whole mission. He stayed in formation. Didn't panic. Followed instructions. Did everything right. When the flak started, I saw him flinch. Saw his aircraft wobble slightly, but he corrected. Stayed in position. Kept flying. After we landed, I pulled him aside. Good job today. You flew well. Stayed calm. That's exactly what you need to do. He was grinning. Thank you, sir. It was intense. The flak. I've never seen anything like that. But I just remembered what you said. Stay in formation. Trust the man next to you. It worked. Keep doing that. Keep staying calm. Keep following instructions. You'll be fine. Yes, sir. I'm proud of Porter. He did well. Better than Bobby did on his early missions. Better than Fisher did. He might actually survive this. Martinez flew well too. He's up to 15 missions now. Starting to seem like a veteran. Starting to have that look. The tired, watchful look we all get eventually. But he's alive. Still flying. Still making it. That's what matters. After debriefing, I found a letter from Margaret waiting. Dated March 30th. 2.5 weeks to get here. She said the baby is moving all the time now. Kicking, rolling. She can feel hands and feet pressing against her belly. She put her hand where the baby was kicking and felt it push back. Like the baby knew she was there. She said she talks to the baby every night. Tells the baby about me. Shows the baby my photograph. Says, "That's your daddy. He's far away but he loves you. He's coming home soon." She said she dreams about the 3 of us. A family. In a house in Cedar Rapids. Sunday mornings. Breakfast together. The baby laughing. Growing up. Normal life. Peace. That's what I'm fighting for. That dream. That future. That normal life. 4 more missions. 4 more times I have to survive. Then I can go home. Can be part of that dream. Can be a husband and father and person. 4 missions. So close now I can almost touch it. The war is nearly over. Germany is days from surrender. Everyone says so. Hitler is in his bunker. Berlin is surrounded. The Nazis are finished. We're just flying missions to support the final push, making sure the lost German units can't resist, making sure the end comes quickly. 4 more missions. Maybe less if Germany surrenders first. Maybe I won't even make it to 100. Maybe the war ends at 98 or 99. That would be fine. That would be perfect. The arbitrary number doesn't matter. What matters is surviving, going home. I can see the end now. Can see the finish line. Just a few more steps, just a little further. 4 missions. I can do this. Mission 97 complete. 3 to go. April 21st, 1945, 2300 hours. Rumors of peace. No mission today. Weather was fine, but no targets were assigned. Stand down. Rest day. The rumors are everywhere. Soviet forces have entered Berlin. Germany is collapsing. Hitler might surrender. The war might be over in days. Everyone's talking about it. What they'll do when it's over, where they'll go, going home, seeing family, starting lives again. I sat with Martinez and Porter and some others. They asked me what I'll do. I said, go home to Iowa, see my wife, meet my baby, maybe teach flying, get a little plane, take people up, show them the sky the way it should be. Peaceful, beautiful, free. They liked that, said it sounded perfect. Martinez said he's going back to Texas, finish high school, maybe college, get married to his girlfriend Rosa, settle down, have kids. Normal life. Porter said he's going to run his dad's ranch, raise cattle, work with his hands, something real, something that doesn't involve war. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has plans. The future is right there, close enough to touch. But I'm scared to hope. Scared that if I hope too much, something will happen. Some last mission will go wrong. Some final piece of bad luck will get me. 3 more missions to 100. The magic number. The arbitrary goal that's kept me going. 3 more. But what if Germany surrenders tomorrow? What if the war ends before I get to 100? Do I still fly? Do I still go up for those last missions? I think yes. I think I need the completeness. The engineering part of my brain needs to finish what I started. Needs the neat ending. 97 missions isn't complete. 99 isn't complete. 100 is complete. Stupid, probably. Arbitrary number, meaningless. But it means something to me. So I'll finish. If the war lasts long enough. If I survive long enough. Margaret's photograph is wearing out. I keep it in my breast pocket every mission. Take it out every evening. Look at it. The edges are frayed. The paper is creased. But her face is still clear, still smiling, still beautiful. August 3rd, 3.5 months. I'll be there. I'll meet our baby. I'll hold my child. I'll start being a father. That future is real. I can see it, can feel it. Just have to survive 3 more missions. Just 3. Then I'm done. Then I can go home. Then I can start learning to be human again. I don't know if I can ever be the person I was. Don't know if I can ever unsee what I've seen, undo what I've done, unbecome what I've become. But maybe I can be someone new, someone who survived, someone who learned, someone who tries. Maybe that's enough. Maybe Margaret can love that person. Maybe our baby can have that person as a father. Maybe I can learn to live with that person. Maybe. 3 missions, 3 more times up, 3 more times back down. Then done. I can do this. Almost there. So close. Please, God, let me make it. Please let these last 3 be the easy ones. Please let me survive just a little longer. 3 missions, that's all. Just 3. April 23rd, 1945, 1900 hours. Mission 99, today was it. Mission 99, 1 away from the century mark. 1 away from done. Target was Salzburg area, Austria. Supporting final operations, fragmenting German units. The Wehrmacht is dissolving. Soldiers surrendering in groups. Units just walking away. The war is over in everything but official declaration. We flew over the Alps. Snow-covered mountains. Pristine. Beautiful. Strange to see such beauty while wearing guns and armor. Strange to be at war in a place that looks like paradise. No enemy aircraft. Light ground fire. Nothing serious. A milk run, they call it. Easy mission. Martinez flew well. Porter flew well. Everyone came back. Perfect mission. But I felt nothing. No relief. No satisfaction. Just emptiness. After we landed, the squadron was waiting. They'd been tracking my missions. Knew this was 99. Rizzo had champagne somehow. Contraband French champagne. They opened it, poured glasses, toasted, to Captain Hartley. 99 missions. 1 more to the century. The old man's almost done. I drank, smiled, accepted congratulations. But inside I felt hollow. 1 more mission, tomorrow probably. Then I'm done. Then I've finished. Then I can go home. The arbitrary number, 100. It means nothing, changes nothing, but it means everything to me. Completion, finish what I started. The engineer's need for neat endings. Tomorrow I'll fly mission 100. If there's a mission, if Germany doesn't surrender tonight, if I survive, then I'm done. No more combat, no more killing, no more watching friends die. Done. I should feel excited, should feel relieved, should feel something, but I just feel empty, like I left everything important over Germany, like there's nothing left inside except exhaustion. Maybe that's normal. Maybe everyone feels this way at the end. Maybe you don't get to feel triumph. You just get to be done. To survive. To stop. Maybe that's enough. I wrote to Margaret tonight, told her I have 1 mission left, 1 more. Then I'm coming home. Then I'll be there for the baby, for her, for our life. Told her I love her. Told her I can't wait to hold her. Told her everything's gonna be okay. Hope that's true. Hope I can be okay. Hope I can be the husband and father they deserve. One more mission, one more time up, one more time back, then done, then home, then life. Mission 99 complete. One to go. April 24th, 1945, 2300 hours. Pre-mission 100. Tomorrow is the day. Mission 100. The century mark. The end. They briefed it tonight. Target is Linz-Urfahr area in Austria. Supporting final operations. Routine escort. Expected no opposition. Germany has maybe days left. Maybe hours. The Wehrmacht is surrendering en masse. The war is over in everything but paperwork. This will be my last combat mission. The last time I climb into Dallas Blonde and fly to a war. The last time I scan for bandits. The last time I risk dying. The last time. I'm writing this in my hut while everyone else sleeps. Can't sleep. Too much in my head. Too many thoughts. Too many feelings. I need to process this. Need to remember. Need to record the journey. September 1943. I arrived in England. Green. Eager. Excited. Thought this would be an adventure. Thought being a pilot meant glory and heroism. Thought I understood what war was. I didn't understand anything. Dave Morrison was here. My best friend. We flew together. Learned together. Survived together. Until November 14th, 44, when his coolant system failed over Berlin. When he couldn't get out. When he died spinning into Germany. Bobby Archer. 22 years old. Tennessee. 12 missions. Shot down over Germany. January 15th, 45. Prisoner now. If he's alive, if he survived, I'll never know what happened to him. Fisher. 20 years old. Oregon. 13 missions. Shot down over Germany. February 22nd, 45. Captured. Another prisoner. Another young pilot I failed to save. Lieutenant James Cobbett. 23. Wisconsin. Mid-air collision. January 15th. No shoot. Died instantly probably. Wife 7 months pregnant. Child he never met. Carl Stevens. 25. California. 47 missions together. My wingman. Burned to death trapped in his cockpit April 7th. Engaged to Patricia. She came to the base. Collapsed. I had to help carry her away. Lieutenant Peter Randolph. 19. Birthday was next week. Direct flak hit over Munich. Aircraft disintegrated. Gone. 37 names now. 37 pilots from our squadron who are gone. Dead or captured or missing. 37. I'm still here. Still alive. Not because I'm better. Not because I'm smarter or braver or more skilled. Just because I'm lucky. Because the flak hit them instead of me. Because the 109s shot at them instead of me. Because random chance favored me. 6 inches. Always 6 inches. The cannon shells that went through my canopy and missed me by 6 inches. The flak that hit Carl's aircraft instead of mine. 6 inches between living and dying. Pure chance. Why am I alive when they're dead? No answer. Just luck. Random, meaningless, arbitrary. But I'm alive and they're not. And I have to make that mean something. Have to go home. Have to live the life they can't. Have to remember them. Tomorrow I'll fly mission 100. If I survive, I'm done. If I die, someone else finishes the war. Either way, it ends tomorrow. I thought this would feel different. Thought reaching 100 would feel triumphant. Victorious. Like completion. But it just feels empty. Hollow. Like I'm ending something but not finishing it. Like there's no real conclusion. Just stopping. 18 months of combat. 99 missions. 4.5 confirmed kills. Probably more. Shot down dozens of German pilots, helped bomb dozens of German cities, helped destroy hundreds of targets, killed thousands probably, contributed to ending the Nazi regime, helped liberate Buchenwald and camps like it. Was it worth it? Yes. The Nazis had to be stopped. Buchenwald proved that. The Holocaust proved that. The systematic murder had to end. And we ended it. Whatever it cost, however we had to do it, we ended it. But the cost. Dave, Carl, Bobby, Fisher, Kolb, Randolph, all the others. 37 from our squadron alone. Thousands from 8th Air Force, tens of thousands of Allied aircrew, hundreds of thousands of German civilians, millions of civilians murdered by Nazis. The cost was enormous, incalculable. Was it worth it? Had to be. Because what's the alternative? Let the Nazis win? Let them keep murdering? No. Any cost was worth stopping that. But I'm still broken by it, still changed, still haunted. I'll carry these memories forever. The faces of men I killed, the screams on the radio, the burning aircraft, Carl trapped in his cockpit, Buchenwald, all of it, forever. Can I live with that? I have to. For Margaret, for our baby, for the life waiting for me. I have to learn to live with it, learn to be human again despite it, learn to be a husband and father and person even though I'm broken. Maybe love is enough. Maybe Margaret's love can heal me. Maybe holding our baby can remind me what I'm living for. Maybe the future can be bigger than the past. Maybe. Tomorrow morning I'll wake up. I'll go to briefing. I'll pre-flight Dallas Blonde. I'll climb into the cockpit for the 100th time. I'll take off. I'll fly to Austria. I'll cover the bombers. I'll come home. And I'll be done. Then I'll go home to Iowa. I'll hold Margaret. I'll meet my baby. I'll start learning to live again. That's the plan. That's the hope. That's what 100 missions buys me. The chance to try. I can do this. One more mission. One more time, then done. For Margaret, for our baby, for Dave and Carl and everyone, for the future they died to make possible. One more mission, that's all. Just one. Then I can start living instead of surviving. Start building instead of destroying. Start healing instead of breaking. Tomorrow. Mission 100. The end and the beginning. I'm ready. April 25th, 1945, 1900 hours. Mission 100 complete. I'm done. This morning I woke up at 0400. Pre-flight ritual, coffee, toast, silent preparation, briefing at 0500. Target, Linz Urfahr, Austria. Bomber escort. Expected light opposition. Final operations, Germany. Collapsing. The briefing room was quiet. Everyone knew this was my 100th. Everyone watching. Colonel wished me luck. Said we're proud of you, Captain. You've served with distinction. One more mission. Bring yourself home. I said yes, sir. Pre-flight Dallas Blonde. Rizzo was there. He'd polished her, made her shine. Said, this is for you, Captain. For your century. She'll get you home. Thank you, Tony. For everything. 18 months. You kept me alive. He gripped my hand. It was an honor, Captain. Now go fly your last mission. Come home safe. I climbed into the cockpit. Same seat I've sat in 99 times before. Same controls, same instruments, same everything. But different because it's the last time. I did my checks. Systematic. Methodical. By the book. Started the engine. Packard Merlin roaring to life. That beautiful sound. Taxied to the runway. Took off. Dallas Blonde lifting off. Climbing into the clear spring sky. The mission was uneventful. We flew the Strasbourg, Munich-Salzburg corridor. Beautiful day. Unlimited visibility. Alps in the distance. Snow-covered peaks. We met the bombers. Formed escort. No German fighters appeared. Light flak, inaccurate. The Luftwaffe is gone. The Wehrmacht is surrendering. The war is over in everything but official declaration. I flew the whole mission in a dream state, watching myself from outside, thinking about every other mission, thinking about Dave flying wing on me, Carl covering my six, Bobby asking nervous questions, all of them here in memory. I thought about Margaret, about our baby, about the photograph in my breast pocket, about August 3rd, about going home. I thought about what Chaplain Riley said, you're not flying for abstractions, you're flying for people. Specific people. Margaret, our baby, the bomber crew counting on me. I watched those bombers, watched them fly their mission, drop their bombs, turn for home, protected them, covered them, brought them home safe. That's what I do. That's what I've done for 100 missions. Protected people. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's what matters. The flight back was smooth. No incidents, No opposition, just flying. The last time. We crossed back into friendly territory, over Belgium, over France, over the Channel, back to England. I saw the English coast, saw RAF Leiston, saw home. I made my approach, landing one last time, Dallas Blonde touching down, rolling out safe. I taxied to my hard stand, shut down the engine, sat there for a moment in silence, the propeller spinning down, the engine ticking as it cooled. Done. Finished. 100. I climbed out. Rizzo was there. The squadron was there. They were cheering, champagne spraying. Congratulations, Captain. You did it. 100 missions. I stood there in the celebration and felt nothing, just empty, numb, done. Martinez hugged me. Porter shook my hand. The colonel congratulated me. Everyone smiling. Everyone happy. I smiled back, said thank you, but inside I was hollow. Later, after the celebration, I came back to my hut, sat on my bunk, looked at Margaret's photograph, thought about what I've done, what I've survived, what I've become. 100 missions, 18 months. I'm alive. I survived. That has to count for something. I'm not the person I was. The Iowa boy is gone. The college student is gone. The man Margaret married is gone. Someone else is here now. Someone broken. Someone haunted. Someone who's seen too much, done too much. But maybe that's okay. Maybe I can learn to be this person. Maybe this person can be a good husband, a good father, a good man. Maybe. Tomorrow I'll start paperwork for rotation home. Separation processing, going home. Maybe by June, maybe by July, definitely by August. I'll be there when our baby is born. I'll go home to Iowa, to Cedar Rapids, to Margaret, to the life waiting for me. And I'll try to live, really live. Not just survive, live. I'll never forget. Never forget Dave or Carl or any of them. Never forget what we did here. Never forget the cost. Never forget Buchenwald. Never forget any of it. But I'll try to live despite the memories. Try to build something good. Try to be worthy of surviving when they didn't. That's all I can do. Remember them. Honor them. Live for them. Mission 100 complete. I'm done. I survived. Now I have to learn what comes next. April 30th, 1945, 1600 hours. Hitler is dead. The news came this afternoon. Adolf Hitler committed suicide in his bunker in Berlin yesterday. Shot himself. The Führer is dead. The squadron barely reacted, just nodded, moved on. We're beyond caring about Hitler specifically. We're just exhausted. Ready for it to be over officially. Germany will surrender soon. Days, maybe hours. The war in Europe is ending. I've been in England 18 months. Feels like 18 years. Everything before the war feels like a dream. Unreal. Like it happened to someone else. Cedar Rapids. College. Working at Collins Radio. That was another life. Another person. I don't know if I can ever go back to that. Don't know if that person still exists inside me. Who am I now? A pilot, a killer, a survivor, someone broken, someone haunted, someone trying to figure out how to live. I received orders today. Rotation back to United States, separation processing, discharge by July. I'm going home. Real. Official. I'm going home. I sat with those orders for a long time, looked at them, read them over and over. Going home. Really going home. I've been saying I'm going home for months, but it was abstract. Someday, eventually, after 100 missions, after the war ends, someday. Now it's real. Now it's soon. Now I have to face what that means. Going home means leaving here. Leaving the squadron. Leaving the men I've flown with. Leaving Dallas Blonde. Leaving this part of my life. Going home means seeing Margaret. Explaining what I've become. Hoping she can love this person. Hoping I can be what she needs. Going home means meeting my baby. Being a father. To a child who deserves a father who isn't broken. Who isn't haunted. Who isn't this. I'm terrified. More terrified of going home than I was of missions. Because missions are simple. Fly, fight, survive, clear objectives, clear procedures. But going home, being a husband, being a father, being a person, I don't know how to do that anymore. Don't know if I can do that. What if Margaret looks at me and sees what I've become? What if she can't love this version of me? What if I can't be what she needs? What if I hold my baby and can't feel anything, nothing? What if I'm too broken to be a father? What if I'm too empty? What if the nightmares never stop? What if I wake up screaming every night? What if I can't sleep without seeing Carl burning? Without hearing Dave's aircraft spinning down? Without remembering Buchenwald? What if I can't fit back into civilian life? What if Iowa is too small, too quiet, too normal? What if I need the adrenaline, need the missions, need the war? What if I'm ruined? What if 18 months of combat destroyed me permanently? What if I can never be happy again? These fears are real, bigger than fear of flak or fighters, because those I understood, kill or be killed, simple, clear. But this, going home, building a life, being human, I don't understand that anymore. Don't know if I can do it, but I have to try. For Margaret, for our baby, for Dave and Carl and everyone who didn't get to go home. I have to try. Maybe love will be enough. Maybe Margaret's patience will be enough. Maybe holding our baby will remind me why I survived, why any of this was worth it. Maybe. I'm packing my things. Not much to pack. Flight gear, uniforms, letters from home, this diary, photographs. That's everything I have from 18 months here. I said goodbye to Rizzo this afternoon. He's going back to the Bronx, back to his family, maybe open a garage, work on cars, something peaceful. I said thank you, Tony, for keeping me alive, for keeping Dallas Blonde flying, for everything. He said it was my honor, Captain. You're a good pilot, a good man. Go home, be happy. Forget this place. I can't forget. Can't ever forget. But maybe I can learn to live with the memories. Maybe that's enough. Martinez asked for my address in Iowa, said he wants to visit after the war. I gave it to him, knowing he won't visit. The trauma we shared here doesn't translate to peacetime friendships. We'll never see each other again. But I said, sure, visit any time. You're always welcome. He said, thank you, sir, for everything. You saved my life, taught me everything. I said, you saved your own life. You flew smart, you listened, you made it. That's all you. But he doesn't believe that. Thinks I'm the reason he survived. Maybe I am. Maybe teaching him helped. Maybe I saved one. Couldn't save Bobby. Couldn't save Fisher. Couldn't save Carl. But maybe I saved Martinez. Maybe that's something. Maybe that matters. The war is ending. Hitler is dead. Germany will surrender within days. Then it's officially over. Then we can all go home. All of us who survived. We won. The Allies won. The Nazis are defeated. The camps are liberated. The Holocaust is ending. We did what we came to do. However imperfectly, however brutally, we did it. That has to count for something. That has to matter. Dave's death matters because it helped end the Nazis. Carl's death matters because it helped liberate the camps. All of them, their deaths weren't meaningless. They were part of something bigger, something important, something good. I have to believe that. Have to believe their sacrifices mattered. Because if they didn't, if it was all meaningless, then I can't live with it, can't carry it. So I choose to believe. Choose to believe we fought for something worth fighting for. Choose to believe their deaths helped make the world better. Choose to believe it mattered, and now it's time to go home. Time to stop being a warrior. Time to start being a person again. A husband, a father, a man. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. For Margaret, for our baby, for the future Dave and Carl died to make possible. I'm going to try. May 8th, 1945, 1400 hours. Victory in Europe. Germany surrendered unconditionally this morning. The war in Europe is over. VE Day. Victory in Europe. The base erupted. Bonfires, drinking, shouting, men crying, men laughing. Celebrations everywhere. The war is over. We won. It's done. I stood in the middle of the celebration and fell outside it, watching, not participating, not really feeling it. We won. The right side won. The Nazis are defeated. Hitler is dead. The camps are liberated. This is victory. This is what we fought for. This is the end. So why do I feel empty? Maybe because victory isn't what I expected. Thought it would feel triumphant, joyful, cathartic. Instead, it just feels like relief. Like we can finally stop. Like the weight is finally off, but the weight isn't off. Not really. The memories are still there. The faces, the names, Dave, Carl, Bobby Fischer, all of them, still there, still dead. Victory doesn't bring them back, doesn't make their deaths okay, doesn't make any of this okay. We won. But at what cost? 37 pilots from our squadron alone, thousands from 8th Air Force, hundreds of thousands of Allied soldiers, millions of Soviet soldiers, millions of civilians, Jews, Poles, Russians, Germans, everyone. The cost was enormous, incalculable. Was it worth it? Had to be. The alternative was Nazi victory, Nazi Europe, the Holocaust continuing. That couldn't be allowed. Any cost was justified to prevent that. But sitting here on VE Day, watching men celebrate, I can only think about who isn't here, who didn't get to see this, who died before the end. Dave Morrison died November 14th, 44, 6 months before victory. 6 months. If he'd just survived 6 more months, he'd be going home to Ellen and his daughters. But he's not. He's dead, buried in Germany or Belgium or wherever his aircraft came down. Carl Stevens died April 7th, 45, 1 month before victory. 1 month. Patricia will live the rest of her life without him. 1 month closer and he'd be alive, but he's not. He's dead. Lieutenant Peter Randolph, 19 years old, birthday was April 10th, died April 12th, less than a month before victory. He'll never be 20, never have the life he should have had. Dead at 19 because he was unlucky, because random flak hit him instead of someone else. This is victory, celebrating while surrounded by ghosts, dancing on graves, trying to feel joy while carrying the weight of everyone who didn't make it. I went to the cemetery this afternoon, small cemetery near base where they buried the pilots we recovered. 20 graves, 20 pilots from our station who died close enough to friendly territory that we got their bodies back. The lucky ones, the ones who get a marker, a place their families can visit someday. The other 17 from our squadron are buried in Germany, or pieces of them are, or nothing of them was recovered, just listed as missing in action, presumed dead, no grave, no marker, just names on a telegram. I stood in that cemetery and thought about victory, thought about the cost, thought about what we paid for this, whether it was worth it. It was, had to be, because the alternative was unacceptable, but that doesn't make it feel good, doesn't make the celebration feel right, doesn't make any of this feel okay. Tomorrow I'll start final separation processing, paperwork, medical checks, travel arrangements, going home. Should be back in the States by June, in Iowa by July. There when Margaret has the baby in August. That's the future. That's what I'm going to. That's what I survived for. But today is VE Day. Victory in Europe. The war is over. The Nazis are defeated. We won. We won. So why does it feel like we lost something too? May 20th, 1945, 2100 hours. Going home. Orders came through. I'm shipping out June 3rd. Transport ship from Southampton to New York. Then train to Iowa. Home by mid-June. Really happening. Really going home. I've been saying goodbye. To the squadron. To the base. To Dallas Blonde. To everything here. Rizzo left yesterday. Going back to the Bronx. We shook hands. He had tears in his eyes. Said, "Take care of yourself, Captain. Be happy. Forget about all this." I can't forget. But I said I'll try. Thank you, Tony. For everything. Martinez is staying. The squadron will remain in Europe for occupation duty. He'll fly patrols. Keep the peace. Different missions. Easier missions. He'll be fine. Porter is staying too. Said he wants to see Europe. See Paris. See what we fought for. Young enough to still see adventure. Still have energy. I envy that. I packed everything I own. Fits in one duffel bag. Flight gear. Uniforms. Letters. This diary. Photographs. That's everything from 18 months. Looking at it all packed up, it seems like so little. 18 months of my life reduced to one duffel bag. But the important things aren't in the bag. The important things are in my head, in my memories, in my scars. Those I'll carry forever. This afternoon I walked to Dallas Blonde one last time. Said goodbye to her. Thank you, girl. You brought me home 100 times. You saved my life. You're the best aircraft I'll ever fly. She's being repainted, new nose art, new pilot. She'll keep flying without me. That's good. She deserves to keep flying. She's a good bird. Goodbye, Dallas Blonde. I'll never forget you. Tonight there's a small gathering. Send off for those of us leaving. Maybe 30 pilots and crew. We drank, told stories, laughed, cried. Someone asked me if I'm excited to go home. I said yes. Absolutely. Can't wait to see my wife. Can't wait to meet my baby. Can't wait to be in Iowa again. All true, but not the whole truth. Also terrified. Also uncertain. Also wondering if I can do this. If I can be civilian again. If I can be husband and father in person. But I didn't say that. Just said I'm excited. Let them think I'm okay. Let them think going home fixes everything. Stevens' fiancée Patricia came by last week. She's holding up, sort of. Still devastated. Still broken. But functioning. Working, surviving. She thanked me for being with Carl at the end. For circling his crash. For reporting it. Said it helps to know someone was there. Someone saw. Someone cares. I told her Carl was the best wingman I ever had. Best friend. Best pilot. I'm sorry I couldn't save him. Sorry I couldn't do more. She said you did everything you could. Carl knew you tried. That's enough. Is it? Is trying enough when they die anyway? I don't know. But it has to be. Because trying is all we can do. Tomorrow I'll finish packing. Do final checks. Say final goodbyes. Then it's over. Then I'm gone. Then England is behind me. 18 months here. September 1943 to June 1945. 18 months that changed everything. Changed me. Changed the world. Changed who I am and what I believe and what I've seen. I came here a boy. I'm leaving a man. Different man than I thought I'd be. Darker, harder, more broken, but alive, surviving. Going home. That has to be enough. That has to matter. Survival matters. Going home matters. The future matters. Margaret. Our baby. Iowa. Peace. Normal life. That's the future. That's what comes next. That's what I survive for. I can do this. I can go home. I can learn to live again. I can be what they need. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe not easily. Maybe not like I was. But I can try. I can be there. I can love them. I can build something. That's enough. That has to be enough. Going home. June 3rd. 11 days. Then this chapter ends. Then the next chapter begins. I'm ready. I have to be ready. June 3rd, 1945, aboard transport ship. Mid-Atlantic. I'm on the ship. Heading west. Heading home. England behind me. America ahead. In between, just ocean, just time. Just space to think. The crossing is smooth. Good weather. Calm seas. 8 days to New York probably. Then train to Iowa. Home by June 15th, maybe sooner. There are hundreds of us on this ship. Soldiers, airmen, sailors. All going home. All survivors. All carrying memories, all changed. We don't talk much about the war. Mostly we talk about home, about what we're going to do, who we're going to see, the lives we're going to live. But at night, when we try to sleep in the crowded hold, I hear men crying, hear them having nightmares, hear them whispering names. We're all broken, all carrying ghosts, all hiding us, all trying to figure out how to live with what we've seen, what we've done. I stand on deck during the day, watch the ocean, watch the waves, endless, indifferent. The ocean doesn't care about the war, doesn't care about victory or defeat, just keeps moving, keeps going, eternal. I think about what I'm going home to, Margaret, 8 months pregnant by now, due in 2 months, our baby, our life, our future. I'm scared, terrified actually, more scared than I was of missions, because missions had clear procedures, clear objectives. This is unclear, unknown, new territory. What if I can't connect with Margaret? What if the distance between who I was and who I am is too big? What if she can't love this version of me? What if I can't be a good father? What if I look at my baby and feel nothing? What if I'm too broken to feel love? What if the nightmares never stop? What if I wake up screaming every night? What if Margaret has to live with a husband who's haunted? What if I can't work? Can't focus? Can't do normal things? What if civilian life is too quiet, too peaceful, Too boring. What if I need the adrenaline, need the danger, need the war? What if I'm addicted to it? What if peace is impossible for me? These fears are real, valid. I don't know the answers. Don't know if I can do this, but I have to try. I wrote a long entry last night, addressed to Margaret, trying to explain, trying to prepare her, trying to make her understand what's coming home to her. I wrote about the fear, about the nightmares, about feeling empty, about being broken, about not knowing if I can be what she needs. Then I tore it up, threw it in the ocean, watched the pieces float away, disappear into the waves. Can't send that to her. Can't burden her with my fears. She has enough to worry about. Pregnant, alone, waiting for me. She needs me to be strong, needs me to be okay, needs me to be the man she married. So I'll pretend. I'll be strong, I'll be okay, I'll be what she needs. And maybe if I pretend long enough, it'll become true. Maybe I can become okay by acting okay. Maybe. I think about Cedar Rapids, about Iowa, about home. Try to remember what it looks like, smells like, feels like. But memory is fading. England and combat have replaced everything. Hard to remember what peace is like, what normal is like. But I'll relearn, I'll remember, I'll figure it out. One day at a time, one step at a time, I'll learn to be civilian again, learn to be human again, learn to live. For Margaret, for our baby, for Dave and Carl and everyone who didn't get this chance. I'll make it work, I'll make it count. 6 more days to New York, then train home, then Margaret, then the baby, then life. I can do this. I have to do this. The ocean keeps moving. The ship keeps sailing. Time keeps passing. And I keep going. Keep moving toward the future. Keep trying to become whoever I need to become. That's all I can do. Keep trying, keep going, keep living. For them, for me, for everyone. June 10th, 1945, New York Harbor. I saw the Statue of Liberty this morning. Rising out of the harbor, green copper, torch raised. Welcome home. You made it. You're safe. Men on deck were crying, cheering, waving. Some knelt and prayed. We're home. Really home. American soil. Safe. The ship docked in New York. We disembarked, processed through immigration, got our discharge papers, given train tickets home, civilian clothes if we wanted them. Most of us kept our uniforms. Easier to travel in uniform. People treat you better, give you seats, buy you drinks. Thank you for your service. If they only knew, if they only understood what we did, what we became, would they still thank us? Would they still see heroes? Or would they see killers? Broken men? Ghosts? I'm writing this from Penn Station, waiting for the train to Chicago, then Chicago to Cedar Rapids. Be home by tomorrow evening, June 11th. Margaret doesn't know exactly when I'm arriving, just that I'm coming this week. Should I send a telegram, tell her I'm on my way, or just show up? Surprise her? Don't know. Can't decide. Everything feels uncertain. Unclear. There are soldiers everywhere, coming home, going home, reuniting with families, wives, children, parents, crying, laughing, hugging, normal, beautiful. What I should be feeling. But I'm sitting here alone, writing, trying to figure out who I am, who I need to be, how to do this. The train boards in an hour. 18 hours to Cedar Rapids. 18 hours to figure out how to be a husband, a father, a person. That's not enough time, could never be enough time. But it's what I have, so I'll use it. I'll prepare. I'll try. I look at Margaret's photograph, worn, faded, but her smile is still there, still beautiful, still hopeful. That's what I'm going to. That smile, that hope, that love. I can do this. For her, for us, for our baby. I can be what they need. I can learn. I can grow. I can heal. Maybe. The train is boarding. Time to go. Time to finish this journey. Time to go home. June 11th, 1945, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Home. I'm home. The train arrived at 3 p.m. I stepped off onto the platform. Cedar Rapids Station, the same station I left from in 1943. A meeting place. Different person. Margaret was there. Waiting. Very pregnant. Beautiful. She saw me, ran to me as fast as a woman 8 months pregnant can run. Jimmy, oh my God, Jimmy, you're home. You're really home. She threw her arms around me. I held her, felt her belly against me, felt the baby moving, kicking, real, alive. Ours. I started crying, just broke down right there on the platform. Held Margaret and cried like a child. All the fear, all the grief, all the exhaustion just poured out. She held me, didn't say anything, just held me, let me cry, let me break, let me be human. When I finally stopped, I looked at her, really looked at her. Green eyes, dark hair, smile. She's more beautiful than her photograph, more real, more everything. I love you, I said. I love you so much, Margaret. I made it. I'm home. I love you too, Jimmy. Welcome home. Welcome home. My parents were there. My mother cried. My father shook my hand, then hugged me. Didn't say much, just held me. Proud, relieved, happy. My sister Margaret was there too. Thin, tired from factory work, but smiling, hugged me, said, "Welcome home, big brother. We missed you." We drove home. To my parents' house, the same house I grew up in. Same porch, same oak tree, same everything. Like I never left. Like the war never happened. But it did. And I'm different. Margaret showed me the nursery. Yellow walls, crib, rocking chair, books, toys, ready for the baby, ready for our child, ready for life. "This is beautiful," I said. "You did all this? Mom helped. Your sister helped. We wanted it to be ready for when you came home." I stood in that nursery and tried to imagine it. Tried to imagine holding a baby in this room, rocking them to sleep, reading to them, being a father. Couldn't quite picture it. But I want to. I want to so badly. We had dinner, family dinner. Mother made pot roast, my favorite. We sat around the table, talked, laughed, normal conversation, like normal people. Like the war was far away, but it's not far away. It's right here, in my head, in my nightmares, in the way I flinch at loud noises, in the way I can't quite relax, can't quite let my guard down. After dinner, Margaret and I went for a walk. Just us. Holding hands. She's due August 3rd, 7 weeks. The baby is big now, active. She put my hand on her belly. I felt the baby kick, real, alive, ours. "Are you okay?" she asked. "Really okay?" "I don't know," I said. "I'm different. The war changed me. I don't know if I can be who I was. Don't know if I can be what you need." She stopped walking. Looked at me. "Jimmy, I don't need you to be who you were. I need you to be here, to be present, to be trying. That's enough. We'll figure the rest out together." I cried again. She held me, right there on a Cedar Rapids street corner. Held me while I cried, while I broke, while I started to believe maybe it's possible, maybe we can do this. Tonight I'm in my old bedroom. Same bed, same window, looking out at the same oak tree. Everything familiar. Everything the same, except me. I'm not the same. I'm broken. Haunted. Carrying ghosts. But Margaret is asleep in the room next door. Our baby is growing inside her. My parents are downstairs. My sister is across town. I'm home. I'm safe. I'm alive. That has to be enough. That is enough. Tomorrow I'll wake up in peace. No briefing. No mission. No Dallas Blonde. No Germany. Just peace. Normal life, the future. I don't know how to do this. Don't know how to be civilian. But I'll learn. Day by day. Step by step. With Margaret's help. With my family's support. I'll learn. For our baby. For Dave and Carl and everyone who didn't get this chance. For the future they died to make possible. I'll learn to live. Really live. Not just survive. Live. This is the end of one chapter. The beginning of another. The war is over. Peace has begun. Life continues. I'm home. I survived. Now I have to learn what that means. June 12th, 1945. Morning after. One day home. I woke up at 3 a.m. screaming. Nightmare. Carl burning, trapped in his cockpit, screaming for help. I woke up screaming his name, covered in sweat, heart pounding, couldn't breathe. Margaret was there. Woke up. Held me. Rocked me. Whispered it's okay. You're home. You're safe. It was a dream. Just a dream. But it wasn't a dream. It was a memory. It happened. Carl died screaming, and I couldn't help him. That's real. That's always going to be real. I sat up the rest of the night, couldn't go back to sleep, sat by the window, watched the sunrise, watched Cedar Rapids wake up. Normal town, normal people, normal life. Nothing about me is normal anymore. This morning Margaret found me, asked if I wanted to talk about it. I said no. Don't want to burden her. Don't want to put my nightmares on her. But she said, Jimmy, we're married. We're partners. You don't have to carry this alone. I'm here. Let me help. So I told her. About Carl. About watching him die. About hearing him scream. About being helpless. About all of it. She listened. Didn't say it's okay. Didn't say get over it. Just listened. Then said thank you for telling me. I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm sorry you carry that. We'll figure this out together. Maybe we will. Maybe together we can carry what I can't carry alone. Maybe that's what marriage is. Sharing the weight, sharing the burden, sharing everything. I'm writing this because I need to be honest. Need to record the truth. Coming home doesn't fix everything. Doesn't erase the war. Doesn't make the nightmares stop. The war is over, but it's not over in my head. This is going to be hard. Harder than I thought. Harder than missions were. Because at least in combat, I knew what I was doing. Knew the procedures, knew the objectives. But this, being home, being husband and father in person, I don't know how to do this. Don't know the procedures, don't have a manual, just have to figure it out. But maybe that's okay. Maybe not knowing is normal. Maybe everyone feels this way. Maybe I'm not as broken as I think. Maybe I'm just human, damaged but human, struggling but trying, alive. Margaret said she loves me. Said the man who came home is the man she loves, not the boy who left. The man who survived, the man who's trying, the man who's honest about his struggles. That's who she loves. Maybe that's enough. Maybe I don't have to be perfect, don't have to be healed, don't have to be whole. Just have to be trying, just have to be present, just have to be loving. I can do that, I can try, I can be present, I can love. That's within my power, that's something I can control. So that's what I'll do. One day at a time, one nightmare at a time, one moment at a time, I'll try, I'll be present, I'll love. And maybe that'll be enough. Maybe that'll be healing. Maybe that'll be living. One day home, a lifetime ahead. We'll figure this out together for Margaret, for our baby, for the future, for life. This diary ends now. New life begins. I survived, and now I'll learn to live. End of diary epilogue. One more entry found, dated one day later, June 13th, 1945 evening. I said this diary ends. I lied. One more entry. Need to write this. Need to record this. I couldn't sleep again last night. Same nightmare. Carl burning. But this time when I woke up, I didn't just sit by the window. I walked downstairs. Found my father in the kitchen. Couldn't sleep either, apparently. We sat together. Drank coffee. Didn't talk at first. Just sat. Then he said, Son, I was in the First War. France, 1918. Trenches, gas, artillery, hell on earth. I came home in 1919. Your mother was waiting. We got married, had you kids, built a life. But I had nightmares for years. Still do sometimes. 30 years later, still see those trenches, still smell the gas, still hear the artillery. It never entirely goes away. But it gets better. It gets manageable. You learn to live with it. You learn that the nightmares don't define you. The memories don't control you. You're more than what you survived. You're what you build afterward. You survived Jimmy. You came home. You have Margaret. You have a baby coming. You have a future. That's not nothing. That's everything. So live. Really live. Build something good. Build something that matters. Build something worth surviving for. Then he hugged me. My father, who never talks about emotions, hugged me. And I understood. We're both broken by war. Both carrying ghosts. Both trying to live despite them. Both in this together. Maybe that's how we survive. Not by forgetting. Not by healing completely. But by carrying each other. By sharing the burden. By building something good despite the damage. This morning, Margaret and I talked about names. David for a boy, after Dave Morrison. Eleanor for a girl, after my mother. She liked both, said they're perfect. Then the baby kicked. Hard. Margaret winced, grabbed my hand, put it on her belly. Feel that? The baby said hi. I felt it. Little kick, little push, little human, my child, real, growing, coming. In 7 weeks, I'll meet this person, this baby, this life Margaret and I made, this future. And in that moment, feeling that kick, I felt something I haven't felt in months. Hope. Real hope. Not the desperate hope of trying to survive missions, but the hope of imagining good things, of believing in the future, of wanting to live to see it. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can be a father. Maybe I can be a husband. Maybe I can be a person. Maybe the nightmares will get better. Maybe the memories will get manageable. Maybe I can learn to live with what I carry. Maybe. I'm not healed. Won't pretend I am. Still broken. Still haunted. Still struggling. But I'm here. I'm trying. I'm loving. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's healing. Maybe that's life. So yes, now the diary ends. Really ends. Because the war is over. Not just officially, but personally. The combat is finished. Now the living begins. For Margaret. For David or Eleanor. For my parents. For my sister. For Rizzo back in the Bronx. For Martinez still in Europe. For Patricia mourning Carl. For Ellen raising Dave's daughters. For everyone. For all of us. The living and the dead. We carry each other. We remember each other. We honor each other by living. By trying. By building something good from the ashes. That's what I'll do. Live. Really live. Build. Love. Try. Remember the fallen by living well. Honor their sacrifice by making it mean something. By being present. By being grateful. By being human. 100 missions. 18 months. I survived. Dave and Carl and 35 others didn't. I owe it to them to make my survival matter. To live fully. To love deeply. To be present completely. To build something good. Something worth their sacrifice. That's my mission now. Not flying, not fighting, not killing, living, really living. That's the mission. The only mission that matters now. And I can do that. I will do that. For them, for Margaret, for our baby, for myself. This is really the end now. The diary is complete. The war is over. Peace has begun. Life continues. Thank you for reading, whoever you are. If you're reading this, I'm probably gone. But these words remain. This record remains. This truth remains. I was Captain James Edward Hartley, fighter pilot, survivor, husband, father, human. I flew 100 missions. I survived. I went home. I lived. I tried. I loved. That was enough. That had to be enough. That was everything. Goodbye, Jimmy.